was Floyd and he was me, he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit.
Yeah.
As me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds. And we both gonna get $100+ million for it,
right?
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due,
right?
And you ain't never got to box.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling? We almost at the end of the week. How y'all feeling on this good Thursday, man? Y'all catch this on the playback, y'all already know. Smash the like button, sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff. All that good stuff, man. We're gonna get into this boxing build, though, man. How y'all feeling? Jordan, what it do, my guy? Lonnie Lee, what's good, bro? Mike Mazak, Tim Layton, what's good with it, bro? How y'all feeling? We're gonna talk about Bud and this fight that I think everybody is reporting on, but I think people really been following the situation. They know that just because you order a fight or a fight is ordered don't mean it's gonna happen next. You get what I'm saying? Both fighters got to sign on. Their teams got to be with it, no matter what the WBO orders. So we know the WBO is. Terence Crawford is in good with the WBO, so they gonna do right by him. They're gonna make sure you get the opportunity. So with or without him, you get what I'm saying? They're gonna get Terence Crawford his opportunities, man. Dante's Boxing Talk, my guy, on the way in. Shout out to my bro in the Cash App, showing love early, man. Much love to my bro. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? What's good with you, man?
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my bro Dante. Thrillhead was good with it. D for the win was good, bro. So yeah, man, we seen this story before with these sanctioning bodies and when they order fights. And I'm not mad at it. Banks the boxing fan was good, family. I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, it's business as usual. If you follow the IBF, they out of the sanctioning bodies, they tend to follow their rules more closely than the rest. That's really what the consensus is on them. So there's no surprise there. I see they gave both parties 30 days to come up with a deal, or it's gonna go to purse bid. all that stuff sounds good, but at the end of the day, the problem still remains is if Team Fundora is going to want to accept the challenge that is Terence Crawford. So I'm already going to let y'all know, just like I do with anything else, let the duck narratives continue, man. I mean, let the duck narratives start. Get ready for them because it's coming. When Fundora makes a decision, if he had, it seemed like he's going to have a decision to make, and based off hearing what his promoter is saying, and what he said out his own mouth, it seemed like he's going to pick the guy that's going to obviously give him more money and seems to be, I don't know, maybe the more winnable fight just because of the last time we seen Spence. It didn't look too good, right? He looked, terrible, obviously, right? Thomas said, what's good with my bro? How you feeling? You know it, I ain't had no dinner yet. And it's all good because we going to talk on this boxing. So yeah, man, it's business as usual, man, with the WBO. They going, well, shit, the IBF. Pardon me, I'm mixing sanctioning bodies. It's the IBF that really be sticking to their rules. But the WBO, what I'm saying is Crawford's in good with them. So you see the way they backed his moves all the way up until this point. It ain't gonna be no difference. If you notice, that's the belt that he's maintained since he was, he had the belt when he was at 140. He held the belt the entire time he was at welterweight until he collected the other one. So they pretty much they support him. They rock with him because of that. He's been very consistent in holding down that belt. So they gonna look out for their guy. Hardcore Casual, what's good with my guy? How you feeling? Shout out to Thomas Hill. Russell Casey, what it do, my guy? How you feeling? Blessings, fam. How you feeling, man? Shout out to the family. But yeah, man. So I don't really look at this as much news, right? But it's a conversation that within this news that makes the difference for me. Like I said, you just following what Samson been saying. He said it's his job to get his guy the most lucrative opportunity out there possible, right? So when you think about that and you look at all this noise and the different headlines coming out, especially with Terence Crawford last fight, they saying they lost $10 million and things like that. Everybody feel like he's no big draws, no really big money fight for anybody, right? He himself is seeking out money fights. And it seems like, to me, the only real obvious money fight is if he got a crack at Canelo, or if Errol Spence so happens to step in there with Fundora and he beats him and they could try to run up back a rematch. That's the only way I could see any big money fights in his future, right? In his foreseeable future. I just don't see no other fights that's going to generate the kind of money that it seems like he's interested in at this point, right? So maybe he just might have to, go with the next best thing. Lisa Smith, peace to the queen. How you feeling, Lisa? Opulent LDTV, what's good, family? How you feeling, bro? So, you know what I mean? I say what's up to my guy, Mike Mazak. What's good with it, Mike? Pardon me if I missed you. But so yeah, man, that's what it's gonna come down to. You know what I mean? It's gonna come down to what opportunity they choose. Kyle Cooler, what's good with the family? How you feeling? It's gonna come down to what they want to go with, and it's obvious. It's crazy to say, but it's kind of like Errol Spence will be considered, I guess, when you're looking at his options, with it being Fundora, Fundora options being Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. It looked like Errol Spence would be the weak link, but also the more lucrative opportunity. So if you in Fundora's shoes, what do you do, right? Because make no mistake, either fight can go either way for either guy, right? With these matchups, right? Fundora ain't no guaranteed win for anybody, but I think Terence Crawford will find a way and beat him. I really do. I do think a lot of experience, the IQ, different things. I think he'll find a way to deal with that tall ass dude. I really do. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think he can figure it out. But with that being said, if you just look at both fighters, you see obviously Errol Spence, the one that taking the loss. Terence Crawford still at the top of his game. Nobody has been able to solve the puzzle, right? So with that being said, you would think that he obviously would go with the guy that he just seen is coming off a loss, that he feel like he got a more favorable matchup over, right? That he can win, that he can beat and make more money off. So it's an easy decision when you're looking at it from a business standpoint. So I know for fans, they look at it like, well, Terence Crawford deserved to fight. Remember, that was the argument before when it was looking like Terence Crawford was going to get this fight until Earl entered the conversation, right? Until Earl entered into the chat. But now he gonna have a decision to make. You get what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have a decision to make. Forever G's, what's good with it, bro? What's good with it? So we gonna see, man. Earl Spence, unfortunately, like I said, he looked like the meal ticket for Fundora. So that's gonna lead the Terence Crawford fans probably a little pissed off when Fundora decided to go with the money. And you can't blame them. And like I said before, man, I played that video where you got a guy that fought for over 5 hours and got $600, man. You can't tell nobody not to get no money when they work themselves to that position. And to be fair, you know, even though Errol Spence would look like the more winnable fight out of the two for him, it's understandable why. You get what I'm saying? It's understandable why he would go with that. It's understandable. You want the money when you get there, right? And that'd be his opportunity, because you look at it this way: you go in there and fight Terence Crawford, which was seen to be possibly the more difficult fight, but the less lucrative fight, and you lose. Now you might not even get a chance at Errol Spence. But if you go right at the opportunity to fight Errol Spence, right, then you can take care of that. At least if worst come to worst, if you lose, you get your bag. You know what I'm saying? Now, say you beat this dude, you get a bag, and then you still got a Terence Crawford right there where you could go fight if you truly want to prove that you're the best. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all play out. But like I said, I got a suspicion as to how it's gonna play out based off the track record of these guys, the things that his promoter is saying, what Fundora said himself, even when asked about fighting Terence Crawford, like his answer as opposed to fighting Errol Spence, you can tell which fight it seemed like he want more. And I know when these dudes get a chance to make that money, they're gonna go for it, bro. And I can't be mad at them for it, man. It's business as usual, man. Terence Crawford is going to be in a situation where he got a decision to make. If he can't get Canelo in the ring, then he's going to have to move on. You get what I'm saying? And fight somebody else at 54, I believe. So I still think that Charlo fight is a good fight for Crawford, but we just going to have to wait and see, because I was doing some reading today and I seen that Canelo said he's open to this fight now again. So I just don't like that. I don't really want to hear it. Like, play ideally if it were your way. For me, I don't really got to pick, right? Because I think either way you turn, it's a good fight. Obviously, you want to see Errol Spence back in the ring as soon as possible. But like I said, look, man, the last time we seen EJ, you get what I'm saying? This is when he was a Roy, man. This is the last time we seen him. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, in the gym. Like, so as much as you want to see him get his opportunities, the longer it take for him and Fundora, if that is going to be the fight, the longer it take for them to settle on a date, the longer it take for him to find a trainer, because I hear he's still looking for a trainer. I don't know if anything has changed since then, but it's going to be a tough-ass fight for him. I'm saying, I'm just being real. I feel like the longer it take, the more tougher it's going to be for Spence. So for me, I don't have a pick, right? I'm cool either way. I do want to see EJ back in the ring sooner, preferably than later, because like I said, the longer it takes, the harder I think the fight is for him. But at the same time, if Fundora was to end up fighting Crawford, it's a great fight too. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy matchup to see either one of them in the ring with Fundora, because you would have asked somebody a couple years ago, nobody would have thought Terence Crawford would be in a conversation of fighting Fundora. And the same thing really with Spence. Maybe Spence more so, because we knew for sure he was going up. But they still both interesting matchups. But I just don't really have a preference in this situation, because they, you know, for Fundora, on each door, behind each door is a world-class fighter for him. You know what I'm saying? One got a lot more to prove, got a lot more questions to answer at this point than the other one, right? Obviously, in Errol Spence, but I don't mind saying it either way. You know what I'm saying? Either way, like I said, but Errol Spence got to get his ass in the ring, bro. And sitting around or still looking for a trainer can be good if you plan on coming back soon. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be tough for him. I wonder how you going to play it. Mike Ron, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, man? That pick saying Rollie training spin. Nah. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying this the last time we seen him. So, like, what I'm saying is he's people would say he big here, right? He ain't in fight shape, right? He ain't obese or nothing like that, right? But you wouldn't think he in fight shape. But this is just a while ago, and this was still around the time people say he's still looking for a trainer. I hear as recent as today that he's still looking for a trainer. So if that is in fact the truth, think about the road to travel. It's a lot to consider. Like if you still searching for a trainer, when you get the trainer, well, who are you going to fight? If it's going to be Fundora, right? Obviously, because you bring more money to the table, then what are you going to look like under that new trainer, right? How are you going to look? You're going to have to perform and at a high level. Fly frequency was good, my guy. How you feeling? So I just don't know. Like, I want to see him back in the ring, but sooner than later, because the more months go by, that's another month out the ring for him. And, by then, Terence Crawford done fought. And then think about it. Terence Crawford fought again since they fought. And already talking about another fight. Well, getting ordered for another fight while Spence is still searching for that first fight back in the ring. And he need to hurry up and strike sooner than later, man. I know, this shit ain't easy, but, time is not on his side. Like, he been on borrowed time since that car accident. He said it himself. So each month that tick by is just, I think it just makes it a more difficult path to climb back. But, I mean, this is what he in it for, man. Samuel, what it do, my guy? So we don't know who training him. We don't really know what's up with him. We see the posting of the family. I hear he's still chilling, you know what I'm saying, and not really training, and I can't knock him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know what the ideal is, right? Like, what's the target date when you trying to find yourself back in the ring? Because that shit matter, man. And Fundora just getting more experience under his belt, more confidence. You know what I'm saying? He did take a loss, but shit, he bounced back. You know what I'm saying? So Errol Spence has yet to bounce back from his knockout loss, and we got to wait to see what he's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions to answer, fam. Spence is done. Bud took his eye. I don't know. We just got to wait and see, bro. We just got to wait and see if he done. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that until I see him back in the ring. I just can't say it. You know what I mean? If he ain't going to improve from the last time we seen him in the ring, obviously, yeah, he'll be done. But it's tough to make that assessment without at least giving a man the opportunity to bounce back. At least one. You know what I'm saying? I don't really even need, for me, I don't need to see it more than once. Like, if I see it once and you see like a drastic drop off and you get what I'm saying? This guy look like a shell of himself, and the writing is on the wall for real. But that's just me as a true supporter. I can't throw him away. You know what I mean? He sacrificed a lot. As time went, I heard a lot more different things that was at play in that fight. Some shit that people probably find hard to believe, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, he just didn't look good, and he was so far removed from the fighter that we seen the time before that for me, it had to be something wrong. Like, that's the only thing that I can make logical sense out of the situations, that something had to be wrong with him. And like I said, I heard a lot of different things, and they were validated by some real solid sources. So just want to give him that one opportunity, you know what I'm saying, as a fighter to bounce back. You know what I mean? You just never know what he could do. You know what I'm saying? And look, people question if he was truly done after the car accident initially, right? He found a way to climb back from that. I don't know. Maybe he got one more comeback, story in him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Shout out to my brother Lonnie Lee, man, putting that color in the chat. Just some color, bro. Always support, man. Much love, much appreciated.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to Lonnie Lee. Salute to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Just Do. How you feeling, baby girl? Agree at this point, EJ would be better off settling with DJ and getting back in the gym. You get what I'm saying, Cal? Like, Teach, what's good with the family? How you feeling? Another trainer, bro? Like, another trainer, it's going to be like short notice. How much time are you going to have to be familiar with this guy? That stuff is very important, but maybe he feel like he can go out there and wing it. I don't know, man. But shout out to EJ, man. If he had never win another fight or never fight again, I appreciate every fight I ever seen from him. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Do I want to see him come back? Yeah, because I know a lot of people writing him off, and I love a good comeback story. Even if it was to come back and get one more win, just go out on top with your hand raised, right? I'm cool with seeing him try his hand just one more time, right? That's all. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? I want to see one more time. The man don't look like himself. Cool. I don't need to see another fight. I ain't going to feel like, oh, well, he need to just train harder. No. You know what I mean? But that time, as I was getting to that, I was about to say, I think he need to add that damn secret ingredient back to the mix and see what it's hitting for, man. See if they can chef something up, man. You get me, Thomas? Blu-ray. Down with it do, my guy. You get what I'm saying? Get Blu-ray up in the mix. Hey, man. Somebody get Blu-ray on the horn, man. Tell him EJ said what up, man. Tell him the genuine supporters of Errol Spence and boxing want to see that connection one more time for the one time, bro. You know what I'm saying? One time for the one time. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what it's hitting for, man. You know? But again, man, I'm optimistic when it comes to Spence. I want to see him bounce back. You know what I'm saying? But I think one fight for me as a fight fan would tell me a lot, right? And if he, obviously can't beat a Fundora in a kind of fashion that would look like you want to see him continue boxing, then it'll be what it is. But for me, I'm very careful with that. I can't tell you when to retire, right? I can only support what you do. So like I said, if he never won another fight, I rock with him. If he never fought again, I'm gonna rock with him. You know what I mean? If he coming back, which he's saying like he trying to do, I'm gonna rock with him. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Dodge J, what it do, my guy? How you feeling? Injury in the ring. Really want that man to bounce back with some wins. You get what I'm saying? Fire, man. Want to see him bounce back, bro. I just want to see him bounce back. I think if it's anybody that could do it, he could do it. But like I said, he need to make some decisions, man, and get a date locked in. And I don't know if he do or don't, but we don't know nothing, right? And the months just ticking by, and the business is business as usual, right? WBO moving on and they'll strip them. They'll you know what I mean? So what I feel like is going to happen with this situation, bro, if Errol Spence can find his way back in the ring in a timely manner, I think he got a really good shot at trying to bounce back from what was a horrific performance in his last outing against Bud Crawford, right? He need to find a trainer. That's important. He need to develop some type of chemistry and bond with the new guy. If it's not going to be Derrick James, look, I understand. Sometimes y'all just got to go y'all separate ways. It's cool. I'm cool, but not cool, because it's like, damn, this is late into your career. A new trainer, that might be tough, but it is what it is. Like I said, he can find his way back. I'm going to rock with it. But he got to hurry up and do something. You know what I'm saying? If not, like I said, they giving Terence Crawford and Fundora 30 days to figure it out. If not, then it goes to a purse bid, right? What I think is going to happen, if Errol Spence is still in the conversation seriously for fighting Fundora, I think he'll make the decision to probably vacate the belt, let it go before they even strip him, and then he'll go on to try to fight Errol Spence, where he could make a bag. And like I said before, Errol Spence unfortunately look like the more winnable fight right now. So that's probably the direction he gonna go. That's what it sounds like from his promoter. Sound like that's what he want. And his promoter also said that he feels like Terence Crawford is prioritizing the Canelo fight over a Fundora fight, right? He feels like he's gonna hold out to fight a Canelo Alvarez. So there you go with a situation right there where that very well could be the case. And then you could have a Fundora as well not wanting to fight him. So that belt could end up being vacated. You know what I'm saying? He can go on to fight Errol Spence if, in fact, Errol Spence is a real opponent still for Sebastian Fundora. LaMarcus was good with it, my guy Emmanuel Pettigrew in the building. Shout out to the family. Don't mess with Texas. Was good, bro. Tank don't really rock with each other no more. They need to squash out. Nah, they do. I think they good. You talking about Tank and Spence? I think they good. I think they good. That was just, you know, that fighter stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I also seen this. You know, your boy be doing his reading. So I also seen this though. Spence versus Fundora and Pacquiao versus Barrios. Possible. You know what I mean? Doubleheader possible. Keyword possible for December. They put this out. So again, man, we just putting the pieces to the puzzle together and trying to make sense out of the mess that boxing leave for us, right? All these little breadcrumbs, WBO order this. Again, just to put it in perspective, we seen fights get ordered before. Just because they order a fight don't mean it's gonna happen. Both guys still gotta want to fight and sign off on it. And like I said, all signs are pointing from the promoter to the actual fighter wanting to fight Errol Spence instead of Terence Crawford. So I don't see them fighting next. I can see that dude, like I said, letting go of the belt and pursuing the Errol Spence fight. Like I said, if it's a real thing for him. If not, then I can see the Terence Crawford thing happening. But we're gonna see. Fresh Baker, what it do, my guy? How you feeling? So we gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see if Spence is December. Like, I'm not hearing enough about this date to feel so confident in it. All things was good with it, my guy. How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know. It's a bunch of unknowns. Like, is Barrios really fighting Pacquiao? Is that why he ain't in a rush to get in there with Boots or whatever the case may be, right? Is he looking at a Pacquiao fight, and is Errol Spence really returning in December? Because like I said earlier, bro, he got decisions to make, and he need to make them in a timely manner for his comeback story to be a real thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You getting older, that shit gonna get tougher. You in another weight class. These dudes is, you know, stronger, heavier, you know. Some would say faster, all that good stuff, man. And you're the aging vet. So, and the miles and stuff, the wear and tear that obviously was put on your body with the outside the ring stuff. You know, he's still a stand-up guy. I'm always gonna rock with him, but you know, he kind of aged his own self to that effect, right? To that degree from the way he lived. So he on borrowed time, man. You gotta hurry him get back in there. Rob, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, bro? All good on my end. All good on my end. Angel Diaz, my guy, was good, bro. You said age. Yeah, man. Age is always a factor, man. He the aging vet at this point, you know? And even though Terence Crawford's the older guy and been pro, you know, sooner than him, longer, you get what I'm saying? He's more preserved. He's a more preserved 36-year-old going on 37, where Errol Spence, 33, 34-year-old. But you know, there's no telling how that wear and tear outside the ring truly affected him. Like, we might, you know, it's a good chance too, just to be on the other side of it. It's a good chance that, you know, what happened against Terence Crawford with Errol Spence could be the beginning of something to come, right? We just don't know. Now, I know it's a hell of a lot of people that think that and think what we've seen just is an indication that he's done completely, like he need to hang it up. Damaged goods, X, Y, Z, right? I get it. But I ain't throwing Errol away, man. I ain't throwing him away. That man made so many sacrifices, so many stipulations, concessions to make that fight. I think he was fighting so many battles this is just a genuine boxing conversation. I think Errol Spence was fighting way more battles than what people realized outside of Terence Crawford, right? I think he was dealing with health issues, right? Some shit physically, right? Knowing that he ain't all the way right. I think he had issues already going on with Derek James. And then I think he got beat up in negotiations too. That's just not a conversation that people typically have. But I think he took some blows in negotiations, if you get what I'm saying. And all that stuff just wear on you as a fighter. By the time you get to the fight, man, anybody, y'all tell me, tell me if I sound like I'm crazy. By the time you get to the fight, man, that dude looked like he was ready to just get it over with. He looked sleepy. He looked lethargic as hell. He was sitting in the back, sitting down with a tank top on, looking sleepy in the eyes, talking about losing energy. He was talking about losing. Like, it's almost like the writing was on the wall. This dude was in interviews talking about how Terence Crawford is the favorite and he should be. Like, all this shit you never seen. Like, I remember him saying, like, the moment he realized he had Ugas is when he seen how he had his family, his wife, and all that stuff. If you pay attention to this training camp, what did Errol Spence have? He had his family and the kids and all that stuff with him in training camp. He did the same thing. Like, he got laxed the same way Ugas did, but part of me think it was a lot going on. I'm telling you, and it's deeper than the loss, right? He lost to the better fighter. I'm past that. I'm just saying I think a lot was at play for that man, and he sacrificed a lot with the weight. I think his weight cut probably wasn't the best. I don't care what his trainer said. He just didn't look right at all. Equilibrium looked shot, looked sleepy, like I said, lethargic, lackadaisical. Like, he just didn't look like he had no steam behind none of his punches. It was like the worst night you could have as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And that could be the beginning of things to come, or that could have just been, you know, the outcome of a truly bad night. A truly bad night. And fighting so many battles outside of just the fighter. You know what I'm saying? I truly don't think that the Derrick James stuff just came out of nowhere. I think that was ongoing behind the scenes. We just wasn't made aware to it. You know what I mean? I think he got beat up in negotiations. He made all the concessions that any fighter with 3 damn belts you ever seen make in your life, all the way down to a coin flip. I just think at that point, bro, and to be perfectly honest with you, I think part of it was he was able to level with Terence Crawford as a man because they had open line of communication, and Terence Crawford made him aware of things. And I think the other part was just him just like wanting to get this shit over and done with. He says he was going to deliver this fight. You get what I'm saying? But by the time he got there, man, that man looked spent. That's all I'm saying. I stay low key. What's good with it, my guy? Shout out to my guy, All Things. And salute to my baby girl being a member for 21 months. ABZ, what's good with it, my guy? How you feeling, bro? What's good with it? So that's just something that I think, you know, when I see that fight and how it played out, no doubt that he lost to the better man. But I just think Earl was fighting multiple battles outside of the fight. That's all. Daj, shout out to him. Russell K saying it kind of hurt me. Some type of street problems and things like that too. Just almost sounds scripted. Right. It's like just to the Tito, right? Mike Kirkland, my brother. How you feeling today, man? You shouldn't have accepted that Mike Tyson party pack. Hell yeah, Mike Tyson gave him one of them ear edibles, y'all. Mike gave him some of them ear edibles. Man, here, chill on one of these, man. Ain't nothing. You going into your biggest fight, man. Go out with a bang. Mike was like, hey, man. Hey, man, EJ, man, you going into the biggest fight of your life here, man. Try some of these gummies, man. They ain't going to kick in till after the fight. Man, EJ took them gummies in and kicked in before he was sitting down, bro. Gummies kicking in. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. But on a more serious note, something I will share with y'all that I did hear come from a real credible source. I did hear that he did run those steps. And I heard he went from the hot, humid heat in Dallas to the dry air in LA, in Vegas, to the dry air in Vegas. And he ran them steps and hurt his rib. And I heard he was actually on painkillers. That I did hear. And if all I'm saying is just look at his face, he just looks sleepy. That's all. I just want some type of answers as to why he looks so sleepy. That's all. For the biggest fight of your life. Like, you know, Earl already got that, you know, the lazy look, right? The lazy eye look, but it was deeper than that. He looked sleepy. Like he needed a nap, bro. Like he needed some milk. EJ came out like, I'm fresh off a joint. Remember, what make all this funny, and this is just the joking part of it, but what make it all funny was, remember, we from Jamaica, we smoke bud. Remember all that? You sure? Was what you trying to tell us something, EJ? Damn it, did you smoke bud? Nah. You were supposed to be smoking bud in the ring, EJ. Damn it. Nah, but that's my guy. It's going to always be my guy. But all things real, I did hear that. And about the rib injury with the running the steps and going. Somebody even went in depth to explain like the different types of heat, like the humid, moist, I guess, heat in Dallas to the dry, you know what I mean, heat in Vegas and running steps, and like he was cutting weight late into the camp. I was hearing a lot of different things. All right. None of that has nothing to do with the loss. It just, I think it played into why he looked so bad while he lost. Get what I'm saying? Kevin, what's good with it, my guy? How you feeling? Benavidez is also slated for the December pay-per-view card, so PBC need Fundora Spence to be a headline. Yeah, man, they need a headline. Let's talk fashion in the building. My guy, Melanin Queen. Shout out to the Queen. How you feeling today? Shop is in the building. What's good, bro? How you feeling? He said, thought Shorty was high. You know what I'm saying, Fresh? I'm just saying, bro. Rude, my guy, Mark West, what's good with it? EJ look high as a test pilot. That's all I'm saying, y'all. He looked like he caught a contact or something, god dang. Yeah, and Mike, hey, Mike, somebody get Mike on the line, man. I want to ask Mike, did he pass him an edible, man? What did you give him in that pack, Mike? And why did you give it to him before the fight? Nah, but shout out to Errol Spence. Like I said, that's the epitome of a true champion and a guy that stand on business. You can say what you want about him. He ain't never ducked no smoke. He ran straight to it. He was the free smoke junior, you know? And he fell short against Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is still the absolute one of the best fighters in the world. So, you know, shame in that. And I'm still rooting on EJ return. Like I said, think he can bounce back. I think the headline is more so should be the hell with the WBO order. What is Spence going to do? Right, y'all? That's the question. Where is EJ, y'all? Like, I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for myself. I'm asking for the people in the back. I'm asking for everybody at this point. So when somebody where is Errol Spence, bro? And I mean that in a you know, the most respectful way. Where is EJ, bro? We need to hear from Big Fish, man. You know what I mean? Mr. Empire, what it do, my guy? Boxing pound for pound. Fundora, stop Spence. Spence was done after the car accident. I don't know, man. Look, I'll say this, boxing pound for pound. I don't want to quite say he was done, but I do want to say he was never the same the minute that accident did happen. That's just being real conversation. My real approach on that. Yeah, he was always going to be compromised. But again, I said this on a number of different occasions. The reason why I enjoy Errol Spence as much as I do, and I could appreciate him, win, lose, or draw, because when he had gotten to that accident, I know a ton of fighters that when they on their road to recovery and when they finally bounce back, they would have been talking about how you gonna see the best version of them ever. I'm gonna be this new and improved, like, you know, it's the best. I'm gonna be the best version of myself. I'm gonna be like Errol Spence from, you know what I mean? He never sold us that dream. He always just told you he's gonna go out there and do his best, put the work in the gym and go out there and win. You get what I'm saying? But he never told us that he would just be this new, fresh version of himself and it'll be like something you never said. No, he never said that. He in fact, he kept it too real at times. That dude said, man, he on borrowed time. Like I said, he did an interview telling people how Terence Crawford should be the favorite in the fight. You get what I'm saying? Like, shit is different. Like, it was just him understanding where he was at. That's another reason why I felt like he'll find a way to win. But I couldn't anticipate him looking that bad in the fight. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland for Spence never ducking the smoke. Respect to him for that, man. That's a fact, man. Never ducking the smoke, always running to it. And like I said, you know, people always say, well, he signed up for it. Like, it ain't about that. Yeah, he signed up for it, but that's what make him the truth. He gave the people what he said he was gonna give us. Said he was gonna collect the belts and go right for that guy. He ain't take no fight in between. That's how that told me he wanted business. He wanted smoke with the guy right when he was supposed to get it. Came up short, and I could respect him even more because of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people know he probably shouldn't have been at 47 no more. He should have went up fights ago, to be honest, but stuck around because he a real one. You know what I mean? I think his path to undisputed was, you know, unfortunately heavily disrupted with the car accident. I think that setback, and then he had some other setbacks as well. Like, he had another car accident after that, nowhere near to that level, but then he had the torn retina. You get what I'm saying? All those little setbacks kept him at 47, I think, longer than he anticipated being there. And by the time him and Terence Crawford met up, he just wasn't what he would have been without that accident. That's all I'm saying. And he still went in there and fought. That's all I'm saying. He went in there and make no excuses. It is. I got my ass whooped. He literally said that. I got my ass whooped. Like, hey, you just got to respect.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Melvin and Queen, man. Always holding the chat down. Marquis, what's good with him? My guy, the boxing novice. Peace to all. What up, Just? What up? What a boxing novice?
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
That's why I say, man, he represent he represent the truth in more ways than one, man. He really lived up to his name in every way, shape, or form. Right? You get what I'm saying? Never seen a fight that he ain't try to win. Never seen a fight that he wasn't in until the last one, right? But the dude gave us a lot of great fights, and that's why I don't throw fighters away, because those are the fights that you need to salute and applaud and commend. You ain't got to pat him on his back for doing the right thing, right? But you could really salute him and acknowledge it. Not everybody is moving the way he was moving. You could sit here and try to create all these weird ass narratives if you want to try to say he ducked or maneuvered around Terence Crawford. That'd be BS. All he did was take all the in-house fights, like he said, the easy route, which people also twisted his words when he said easy route. He meant in-house fights, meaning on my side, I'm going to clean up my side, then I'm coming to take your shit. Because if you see how right he was, because what fight was the most difficult for him to make out of his championship run? It was the undisputed fight. So when he said the easy route, that's what he meant. Business-wise, these fights on the side of the street are in-house and very easy for me to make, and my team is going to get them for me. They even move people out the way so he can get opportunities. You get what I'm saying? And make sure, accidents and all, they made sure this dude got in position to still chase them titles. So that's what he meant when he said easy route. Go that way. They made it seem like he meant, I'm going to fight the easy competition. I'm going to save you for last. That's not what he meant. You get what I'm saying? At all. But he did save the best for last in Terence Crawford. And I think it went the right way. You know what I mean? Because that was the most difficult fight that he's ever had to make in his career. Not one point in his career can you point to any other fight and say it stalled, that had the negotiations was dragged out like that, have a fight. None of that ever happened to him until they got to make that fight. So he was all right to make that decision to chase the belts first and then fight him, and not fight him first, how people were suggesting. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, facts, Mark. Well, actually, he was getting banged up a little bit. He gonna always be one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? And you really found out how people felt about him once he lost. You know what I mean? Some of these former boxers and all that start calling him one-dimensional. They start questioning Derrick James, all this different stuff. It's like, man, they'll ride the train all the while you winning. And that first time you lose, they'll question everything you've ever done and make it seem like you ain't accomplished shit because you lost. You get what I'm saying? He lost to the absolute best. Ain't no shame in that. So shout out to Errol Spence. Like I said, where is EJ? That's the real question. That's the real news for me. If somebody can answer what's going on with EJ, you know, I know he be out of sight, out of mind, you know, but it would be cool if you could hear from him and know what's going on, because if he coming out to fight Fundora, then like I said, this WBO news means absolutely nothing. Fender Bender, what's good with it, family? How you feeling? After looking around, 135 is going to be a hell of a year for Kermel, Floyd Schofield, Abdullah Mason, all them other young guns get to eat. Excited for the future. All love to the chat, for sure. For sure, man. Boxing is in a good space, man. It's in a good space, man. It's definitely in a good space. But yeah, man, overall, y'all, just to put a bow on this, for this part, man, I think, you know, the business of boxing is going to do what it do. The WBO is going to do what they supposed to do, and try to uphold their rules. They're going to give these dudes an opportunity to make a fight. I don't necessarily think that fight is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be because people are trying to duck. I think Fundora is looking to make the most money possible and fight the more winnable fight, which is still a world-class fighter in Errol Spence. Whether or not that materializes in December like this post say up here remains to be seen, but we're going to have to sit tight. But I think we're more likely to see that than Fundora and Crawford. I don't think they're going to fight. I think he might even be advised to pursue Errol Spence. You get what I'm saying? And be advised that it's the more lucrative fight. And that's probably what he's going to want to go with anyway. So, because then you think about it, like I said, if you can win, then you make a bag and win, and you still got Crawford. If you lose, then at least you made a bag and you can always rebound. You've done it once before. So just going to have to see, you know what I mean, how they sort all this out. But like I said, this is not really news to me about them ordering, you know, a fight, because we seen all the time and dudes don't fight if they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see. Wish you could have seen Spence versus Bud without the car accident. Me too. Antonio Kane, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Shout out to you, bro. A1, who's on, my brother? What's good with it, bro? Lara, what's good, fam? Rick Tim's in the building. What's good, fam? Motown 909. He said, man, when EJ took that L, it was kind of tough. Still a champ. Yeah. It was tough. It was a tough one, but, you know, I think he can bounce back, man. And like I said, hopefully he get in there sooner than later so we can really get to see him, because, you know, when people seen this, they got to panic and thinking that he was training with Roy Jones and all that. And, you know how that go. You know, he ain't got the best track record with training fighters. So there's that. We don't want to really see that connection. Spare me on that one. Stretched Out Boxing was good, my guy. You feel it? Spare me that. That's one duo I don't really need to see. But man, let's keep rocking. Let's keep rolling, man. That's my final take on it, man. I don't think we'll see Crawford Fundora. I think we could still see Spence Fundora. But where is Errol Spence is my final question, right? Where is Errol Spence and what is he planning on doing? But let's keep going, man. So, you know, I was scrolling through Instagram today, man. I was scrolling through Instagram. Sometimes I catch stuff a little late. I came across a little short clip of Jose Benavidez on the Boxing Voice. And you know, he has some very interesting words for how he look at Terence Crawford. And, you know, my boy Shakur took a stray in the process too. So let me play this little clip right here. It's like 50 seconds, man. Let me let y'all hear what Jose Benavidez had to say about Terence Crawford. Keep in mind, I mean, this dude, up until his last fight, what he had, about 10 straight knockouts. Keep that in mind, y'all. He knocked out everybody at welterweight. You know what I mean? That he fought. He was on a crazy knockout streak all the way up until Madrimov. But this is what Jose had.
To be honest with you, I'm not even going to compare David to Terence Crawford. David's an exciting fighter. David comes and throws punches. David comes and risks a lot. He comes and puts a performance. Terence Crawford is a really good fighter. He always plays it safe. You know, he wants to win the rounds, but I don't think that he risks. And he doesn't give that people excitement, you know, that, you know, he's going to come and have a good fight. To me, Terence Crawford is like Shakur Stevenson, you know. Pound for pound, Terence Crawford is a good fighter, you know. I think, but to me, he's not exciting. To me, it's like, I mean, he always plays it safe. He wins the rounds, and that's it. So I can't even compare him to David. David is an exciting fighter. David's a fighter that people want to see. And the last performance, like I said, he came injured, but I'm proud of what he did.
Having faced Crawford already with your son, Jose Benavidez Jr., how many rounds does Crawford last versus David?
Yeah, nah, fuck, man. Maybe like about 3-4. Like maybe it's like a boo-boo thing or something, you know?
Man, the disrespect. I'm sorry, man. I got to call cap on a few things, bro. 11 straight. Shout out to my guy, Marquis. Appreciate you, bro. A1 Hoops on my brother. Appreciate you as always, man. Mr. Improv, my guy, but 11 straight. Appreciate y'all. I was one all players mess up, but y'all gonna get me right. You get what I'm saying? So 11 straight knockouts, but hold on, man. I ain't here to cap for nobody, to come to nobody aid. Listen, I'm not big on disagreeing with people, have his take, but man, I think he got it wrong. What? Hold on. He said Terence Crawford don't take chances. What? Terence Crawford don't take chances. He just win the rounds. I mean, not for nothing, bro. I'm never gonna look at a fighter at the crazy for understanding and knowing how to win rounds. That's first and foremost. Not exciting, man. I think you could argue that, man. What Bud Crawford you been watching, bro? Like the man, like y'all just said, he fresh off 11 straight before this last one. This last one, yeah, he was conservative, new weight class. He was filling things out. Took him a while to get going, but when he started going, you seen what he got. It's not a guy that don't take chances. He's been clipped in fights because he take chances. Did you not see the Gamboa fight? Like, did you not see all his fights where he get clipped? He get his back. I don't know, like, this guy doesn't knock out a Sean Porter if he don't take chances, bro. He don't dispatch Errol Spence the way he do if he's not a guy to take chances. You don't run through two, you know, divisions being undisputed and champion in 4 weight classes, not taking chances, bro, respectfully. And again, why I'm so mind blown by this assessment, because not only is this one of the worst times to say something like that, you had a better time saying that at some point at 140 where everybody wasn't getting knocked out. But the moment he stepped at 147, all that excitement, boring, you could throw all that shit out the window. And for the record, I watched him since 135. I've never seen a boring Terence Crawford fight in my life, ever. I ain't never seen one. Excitement is wild. No excitement is wild. Not taking chances is wild. Just winning the rounds is wild. When that man coming off 11 straight knockouts, that's crazy. That's nasty work, Jose. And then on top of that, this is the kicker. You yourself actually coached against Terence Crawford when your son fought him, Jose Benavidez Jr. Did he take chances in that fight? Was he exciting in that fight? Yeah, it took to the 12th round. Your son made it to the 12th, but what happened? Got caught with an uppercut. I think it was that uppercut hook combination from Terence Crawford. Spun his ass. You know what I'm saying? Spun his ass and finished him. So I just don't know what Terence Crawford even watching. I can't say that I see it that way, right? I understand his point, right? But yeah, there's moments in fights where he's obviously looking to win a round, but that's just high IQ until he can break you down. But Terence Crawford is definitely going to take chances. He definitely going to step on it at some point and go for it. And you've seen it against Madrimov. It just came at a later point than what people anticipated, because nobody anticipated Madrimov with 10, 11 fights under his belt, giving Terence Crawford a good run for his money. But again, people was too focused on the number of fights instead of the circumstances surrounding the fight, the things that factored into the way the fight would have played out, a different style and things like that. Styles make fights, not the number of fights. So Madrimov showed to be world-class shit. He was the champion coming into it, right? So I don't know, man. I think people expected a lot because he set the bar high with those 11 straight knockouts, but I think sometimes people could fool themselves, you know what I'm saying, and ask for too much. And I'm perfectly cool with the way he beat Madrimov up. You know what I'm saying? Perfectly cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was trying to clinch it. You know what I'm saying? Rick Thames, he started going for it. You seen it. It just was later in the fight than what he typically starts stepping on it. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while because he was trying to figure out Madrimov. I think Madrimov was a little tricky at first. And I think that's what we seen. But it was still a Terence Crawford fight. He was in control of the fight. It was his pace, his type of pace. And Madrimov, he reduced him to a right-handed fighter. That dude is typically a two-handed fighter. You look at any of his other fights, and that fight he was predominantly using that right hand because that's all that really was available. And he hit Crawford with some nice-ass right hands, but that wasn't enough. You're not going to beat nobody with just the right hand. Crawford out-jabbed him. I think he landed more power punches. There was a number of things he did better than this dude. So he showed more layers and versatility in the fight, and as well as controlling the pace. That's why he beat him, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Rounds and KOs. So yeah, you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how you could say he don't take chances and he not exciting. In the time that you coached against him, he knocked your son out in front of you. Like, real deal, knocked your son out. The first one to put a loss on his record, and he stopped him. You get what I'm saying? I don't see what Bud Crawford you talk about, bro. Because he only kept it going from there. Shit, your son was part of the KO streak. What is he talking about? His son was part of the KO streak. Don't make me go back and count the number and which number he was at the KO streak. But you seen Core took a straight too, because he said he liked Shakur Stevenson, but he been boxing before Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, learned a lot from Bud, so it would be the other way around, you know what I mean? But they got similarities because they understand how to win rounds. And I think it takes an extremely high level of IQ and discipline to constantly win rounds the way they win rounds. Stressed out boxing. Say he might be speaking emotionally because he beat his son, right? Being boxing news, my guy, what's good with it? Everything boxing, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? AB's, he in the building. What's good, fam? I mean, so I listen, I ain't got to come to the aid of no fighters, but I just thought that made for a good conversation. It kind of caught my attention when he said that he not exciting and he don't take chances. And I was like, damn, what Crawford you talking about? Are you just strictly grading him off his last fight in which he didn't take chances, the kind of chances as soon as you typically see him do? But he figured it out, bro. That's That again, and stop comparing like fighters that really fight at the highest of level with guys that have a number of different deficiencies, man. Look, I love the Benavidez camp. I rock with David Benavidez heavy. He did his thing in his last fight, but a lot of people critiqued his last fight. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people say his last fight wasn't all that. So I don't know. He didn't look no better in his first fight at 75 than Bud looked in his first fight at 54. That's all I'm saying. That's why you had to speak about his injuries and all that type of stuff, because you got to justify what the performance looked like. Yeah, of course you proud of him because that's your son, but he went out there and got the job done for sure. But it was the same type of deal. He didn't do what he typically do to guys in fights. Benavidez, you know, the way he treat those dudes at 68, he didn't treat, you get what I'm saying? He didn't treat what was buddy name that he fought, man? I'm missing his name. What's dude name? What was he? Is he Russian? What's the guy named Benavidez just fought at 75? I can't remember his name right now. Buzz counter Billy made Majimov fight. Yeah, one hand. Yeah, he reduced him to one hand, bro. One hand. And he's typically a two-handed fighter. But whatever his, I forget the dude name, man. I'll look it up, but he didn't look like he looked at 68 is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He had to adjust too. So it was more than just his injuries. He had to adjust to a bigger body, a new weight class, and McQueen was good with it. You get what I'm saying? Voste, Alexander Voste. Right. That guy. Damn, I couldn't get it. Appreciate you, low key. Nah, I get it, man. Them names is crazy. Them names look like names on the Scrabble board. Sometimes they do. Yeah, Voste, appreciate y'all, man. Salute. Yeah, I remember Alexander now. But yeah, he didn't do bad in that fight, but he didn't do what he typically do to those dudes at 68 either. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did. Get what I'm saying? He didn't do it. But again, man, that's just his opinion, bro. But maybe he is being emotional because he fought against him before and got stopped. But I don't know, man. I just don't. That's not the Bud Crawford I see. I don't see a dude that don't take chances. I don't see a guy that's just looking to win the rounds. Bud be looking to stop people, especially when he see weakness. He definitely, and he one of the best finishers. You can't be one of the best finishers in the game without being a guy that take chances, know how to set shit up, catch people. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot that he can do, man. There's no way you could reduce him. And I'm a little sick of this, like this casual. When the hell did somebody fill me in? When the hell did the whole boxing world go casual? Not the whole boxing world, but when did the majority of the boxing world go casual? And what I mean by that is, it seemed like every decision nowadays in recent memory is looked at as a less than fight. It's all of a sudden deemed not an entertaining fight. It's not a good fight. It's not exciting. What we get off crying about exciting, man, that fight with Majimov and Bud wasn't boring, man. I feel like if you understood what was going on, and I hate to go there with it, but if you really understood what was going on, it wasn't boring. It's that simple. Everybody ain't going out there to give one, you know, take one to give one. Know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want a rock'em sock'em robot. You can't even. So again, he started it off right. Yeah, you can't compare your son to Bud Crawford. They fight nothing alike, bro. Nothing alike. Totally different, bro. You talking about a totally different type of fighter, man. Bud could do a little bit of everything. Get what I'm saying? It's still some things, some holes in Benavidez's game, although he's very dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Skill, he got skill for sure. And he's driven. You get what I'm saying? He make up for what he lack in skill with his drive and his determination. He one of them fighters, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but Bud Crawford is, I think, a complete fighter when you look at him. You know what I'm saying? He could box, bang, brawl, fight on the back foot if he need to. He could move around. You get what I'm saying? He could do a little bit of everything, bro. So I just don't. I don't know where he get this this guy that don't take chances at, man. I think he got to do better than that, man. Probably wasn't exciting in my eyes, but it's okay because I'm getting his feet wet. See, but I don't know. Again, it's always subjective, this excitement stuff, right? Because again, I'm hearing this time and time again. Every time it's not a knockout, it's like it's some type of like overblown, overdrawn criticism, right? It wasn't exciting. I mean, shit. But again, the hell with that one fight being exciting. It ain't had to be exciting. It still was a good fight. I'll say that. It don't make it any less of a good fight. Yeah, maybe it lacked some you wasn't jumping out your seat, right? But at the end of the day, it still was a good fight, is what I'm saying. And we don't get this. I ain't shitting on no good performance. You know what I'm saying? Your son did the same thing. He went out there. He didn't get a knockout. People's anticipating him getting a knockout. He didn't get one. Is it a disappointment? Is it a failure because he didn't get a knockout? Did that fight lack excitement because he didn't get a knockout? You get what I'm saying? It still was a good fight. Benavidez and Vostik. It still was a good fight. You get what I'm saying? So I hate that casual approach. Every fight ain't gonna be no damn knockout, bro. Every fight is not going to be a knockout. And I'm not trying to hear they all boring. I'm not trying to hear all that shit, man. You can't compare Benavidez to Crawford. They different, bro. Totally different fighters, man. A shout out to Benavidez, man. But I think he kind of missed the mark with that one a little bit with the Terence Crawford thing. I mean, maybe he don't like him. Maybe that's just his opinion. But nah, I don't think you could say Terence Crawford is not an exciting fighter, especially a guy that's coming off 11 straight knockouts. Like that's a tough sell. You just don't like him. Pac-Man ATL tape, my God, with the 20 piece. How you feeling, Brody? Salute to the real. Time to get your just due. You know it, man. Much love to my guy, Tay Jones, man. How you feeling, Brody?
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Now you guys to get your just due. Shout out to my guy, man. Appreciate you, fam. So again, salute to Jose, man. But I think he missed the mark on that one. Planet 619 was good with it. The entirety of a fight can't be considered boring if it doesn't end in the KO. Makes no sense. Yeah, I think that. And again, I got a little bone to pick with people that's been, it's like every decision, every fight that result in a decision. I mean, it was all right. It was all right. Like, come on, bro. Everybody ain't coming in there to get slept, bro. Everybody ain't sleepy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Vostik looked well rested. And to be real, you know what I mean? Just to shoot him some bell. That's the best I've ever seen that dude Vostik look in a weigh-in. Like, some people said he looked like he was on something. I ain't about to go there with it, but he damn sure was in the best shape of his life for that fight. So he damn sure didn't look like he was coming to get knocked out. I know Better Beef knocked him out, but that's a different type of power. I don't think Benavidez punch like that. I don't think he's punching like Better Beef is punching. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of power. I mean, Mike Smith was good with it. The Jusdueboxing orders Crawford and Fundora fight was good with it, Mike. I don't think it really means much, right? All I think it put pressure on, I guess, Fundora or both, if you want to look at it like that, because Fundora looked like he wanted to chase the Spence money, right? And that opportunity, right? I don't even want to use the word chasing. That it seemed he got options. It seemed like he could either go with this one with Crawford, if Crawford is with it, right? But his promoter already been on record speaking about getting the most lucrative opportunity, which would be Spence over Crawford, I would think, right? So, and it seems like to be the more winnable fight with Spence coming off that bad loss. So I don't think the WBO ordering means we're going to get that fight next, man, because, Samson, the promoter feels as though Crawford is going to prioritize a Canelo fight over this one. So he think he's going to hold out and hopes that he can get that fight. So you just never know. But something tells me we're not going to see Crawford and Fundora fight. You know what I mean? We see these fights get ordered all the time and they just don't happen. They don't materialize because dudes be having other plans, simply put. Damon was good with a fan. His son had a letdown, but didn't criticize him. Right. Nah, that's why he had to say, my son's performance, he was injured, but I'm proud of what he did. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, but that everybody ain't coming to get ragdoll. Everybody ain't going to be overwhelmed with his punches and bunches. Some people going to have a plan. Some people going to know how to survive. Vostik wasn't going. And at no point did he really look like he was getting knocked out in that fight. He was hanging around the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But he was just losing the rounds. Vostik like a damn monster. Yeah, he did, right? He did. I ain't never seen him look like that. I ain't going to hold you. Not against Better Beef, not against nobody. I ain't never seen it. What could I say? Rick Terence, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, he missed the mark badly. I think it's less of an argument that Terence Crawford is not an exciting fighter. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's much of an argument there. And I don't think people could complain about a lack of excitement in his overall body of work. You get what I'm saying? Especially in these recent years, like you just can't ignore somebody going on an 11 KO streak, and you can't forget because your son was one of them. I forget which number Benavidez was in the KO streak, but he was part of it. You know what I mean? He made it to the KO streak, and he didn't appreciate that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I've heard wilder assessments, but again, you got to just salute people like Terence Crawford, bro. Being able to stand the test of time. That dude turned pro 2008. We're in 2024, and he's still at the top of his game, bro. Got to tip your hat. You got to hope that your son, like, you see how hard it is. You got sons in the game. Like, your son ain't he had an unfortunate setback, getting shot in his leg or whatever the case may be, right? Slowed down and derailed his career. So you know how hard it is. And Bud get shot in the head with a pellet gun or something like that. So that man stood the test of time, man. You just got to tip your hat to him. If nothing else, you just got to tip your hat. Okay, probably still bitter, but yeah, but beat up his namesake. Hey, Rick Tales, man, Bud beat up his namesake. He ain't going for that, man. And Bud beat up that man namesake. That's foul, man. That's foul, bro. He beat up that man Junior. He beat it, not Junior. He beat up Junior like that. Dang, what it do? Prize Fighter TV in the building. What's good with it, fan? How you feeling? He beat up his baby boy, not his baby boy. Listen to him. He ain't like.
To be honest with you, I'm not even going to compare David to Terence Crawford. David's an exciting fighter. David comes and throws punches. David comes and risks a lot. He comes and puts a performance. Terence Crawford's a really good fighter. He always plays it safe. You know, he wants to win the rounds, but I don't think that he risks. And he doesn't give that people excitement, you know, that, you know, he's going to come and have a good fight. To me, Terence Crawford's like Shakur Stevenson, you know. Pound for pound, Terence Crawford's a good fighter, you know. I think, but to me, he's not exciting. To me, it's like, I mean, he always plays it safe. He wins the rounds, and that's it. So I can't even compare him to David. David is an exciting fighter. David's a fighter that people want to see. And the last performance, like I said, he came injured, but I'm proud of what he did.
Having faced Crawford already with your son, Jose Benavidez Jr., how many rounds does Crawford last versus David?
Yeah, nah, fuck, man. Maybe like about 3, 4. Like maybe it's like a boo-boo thing or something, you know?
Nah, man, I'm calling Cap on that. I know David's a big boy, but I don't know, man. He said he'd do Crawford bad in 3, 4 rounds. I don't know, man. Crawford might last longer than 3, 4, man. How busy would it do, my guy? Yeah, man. Yeah. He said folks don't play about their names. Say, yeah, he ain't like that. He's still feeling the effects, yeah, but and shout out to him, man. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Like I said, y'all don't really ever hear me say I disagree with people, so I ain't gonna really do it here. I don't got to make my point. He said keyword. He said to him, Crawford is not this, but I think to the public, to the masses, I think you can't say he ain't an exciting fighter. You can't say he don't take chances. And like I said, it came at a bad time when the dude coming off 11th Street. You know what I mean, yeah, he had one decision, and you get to say he don't take chances is wild. So that's like saying David don't get knockouts. You get what I'm saying? That's like saying David don't get knockouts because he ain't knock his last guy out, right? That's like over-exaggerating. Now, all of a sudden, because he ain't knock his last guy out, yeah, he can't punch and he don't get knockouts. You know what I'm saying? I think they both ran into some similar, you know, circumstances, right? Fresh weight class, bigger frame, bigger bodies. Somebody that was willing to fight back, that had, you know, Madrimov had his level of experience, right? And he had a tricky style, you know what I'm saying? Bud had to adjust. And Voshtik had a lot of experience too. Been in there with the bear with gloves and better be, right? You know what I mean? Only been stopped once. So they both ran into two guys that was willing to fight back and ain't had no quitting them. Kirk Douglas, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, bro? Room for one in that game. Couple bad calls in that game. Had Buffalo get that W. He said cat. He said that before he treated Oscar like hot garbage. Man, he gonna get it back. He gonna get it back. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with Bud. Like I said, I don't think we see him in Benavidez, though. I mean, him and Fundora. I don't see it. Yeah, and most have had Bud first over Tank because of the accomplishments and going through more weight classes. Well, I don't want to say more, but higher weight classes, right? So I mean more accomplishments. So people will put Bud, pound for pound over him, rightfully so. But yeah, I don't know what he was saying with that one. He gives the fans excitement, man. He don't just try to win rounds. I think he's smart enough and talented enough that when he has to win rounds, he can win rounds. You get what I'm saying? But when he sees an opening, he take it. And he hurts you, he gets you out of there. Like, he's one of the best finishers in the game, too. He'd have truly had Majimov in trouble, he would have hurt him. I mean, he would have really got him out of there. I think he buzzed him a couple times, but I don't think he truly had him like drunk in there, where he kind of like, I ain't see too many moments where he like let him off the hook, so to speak. Some could debate it maybe towards the end, but I don't think that was him letting him off the hook as much as it was just, him trying to finish that fight strong without getting caught with nothing. An 8-year KO streak ain't what he need, right? He got his KO streak longer than Davis right now at this point. What he on, right? Say he just winning rounds. Hell no. That's why look, boxing is one of them sports, man. Sports in general, people just be prisoners of the moment. He clearly just criticizing and critiquing Bud off the last fight alone. He ain't looking at the full body of work. He damn sure ain't looking at the run he just had at welterweight before moving up to 54. He ain't considering none of that. He just, he's just going off the last fight where he had to win some rounds to, win the fight. You know what I mean? He had to box more than people used to see. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while to figure it out. So Boxing Talk with Banky and Jay. What's good with the big homie? How you feeling? What's good with the 704 Joe? What's good, my guy? How y'all feeling? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all hit the like button one time for your mind. And yeah, so something else I wanted to bring up too about I told y'all Canelo was on record for saying that this fight still could happen between him and Bud. It could still happen. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but that tells me the fact that he's even still open to it, that might impact Bud's decision to even want to pursue a fight with Fundora in the first place, whether Fundora wants it or not. So like I said, when it's all said and done, I don't think the next fight up is Crawford and Fundora. The WBO ordered it. All I think at the worst case scenario, Fundora end up vacating or getting stripped, either or, and pursuing the fight with Spence. If Spence is still in the conversation, like I said. So Bud versus Lundy live at NYC in the theater at Madison Square Garden, and Lundy talked hella trash leading up to the fight the day before weigh-in and all were heated. He said Bud ended them savagely. Yeah, Bud do you bad when you ask for it. When you look for it, he really do you filthy. He did a couple guys like that on the come up. I think what was the dude? I don't know if he was an African fighter. I think his name Thierry Jean. He was talking slick. He was talking slick at 140, and Bud put an ass whooping on him, stopped him, beat him up. He got a mean streak in him. That's why I say, like, I don't know what Bud you watching, bro. I'm not sure. I don't know what Bud you watching. Appreciate you. Man, shout out to my guy, man. LWBoxing, aka the Fax Machine. So look, I wanted to give y'all a little update from yesterday because that's the responsible thing to do. Remember, we was talking about it yesterday, the Liam Parrow and Devin Haney fight, and I had it in the title, whether it was a unification with a question mark, and I was saying I couldn't find anything that said it was a unification. Well, shout out to the Fax Machine. He was in the building for the press conference for Pacheco and Selecki. And he asked Eddie Hearn about that. And Eddie Hearn said he's not sure about it. You know what I'm saying? He said he's unsure about that, about it being a unification. So it ain't no official word on Liam Parrow and Devin Haney being a unification fight. Why I'm bringing that up? Because what does that mean for Devin Haney? If it's in fact not a unification fight, and that's a fight that he's going to pursue, and they got a date already, I think December 7th, they said, that means he'll have to adhere to those IBF rules and that 10-pound rehydration rule. And you know what that could mean for him. And just put 2 and 2 together. Think about it. It's already hard for him to make the weight. You got to stay within the 10-pound rehydration limit. You get what I'm saying? Do you spend a majority of the camp worrying about weight management, things like that? You get what I'm saying? Like, how does that affect you moving into a fight like that? And got to factor in his coming off of what in the ring was a loss, but he got his his O back on the technicality. So we gotta see. We gotta see. But there's that, man. Shout out to my guy L-Dub, man, always with the latest. So no unification at this point. It was a hard fight for Bud. I was at that fight. Nick be everywhere, man. BN be everywhere. He started playing with Bud. Bud called him and finished him. He F around and found out, didn't he, BN? Found out that night. Lundy called him a few good times that night. Yeah, Lundy won some early rounds, too. He banged some early rounds, Rick, if I'm not mistaken, that fight. Because remember, around that time that he fought Hank Lundy, Bud, I think, was still considered to be a slow starter or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely gave up a few rounds in that fight. Looking for a second, but I had to gather himself from reject. Yeah, can't do it. If he does, he would lose badly. Who that dude? What fight you talking about, BN? So, yeah, man, I don't know. If he going that Canelo route, man, that could be one of the last times you see him in the ring. I could tell you that. Because after a payday like that, man, you see how long Charlo been missing in action. Charlo been missing in action since he got the Canelo bag. Talking about he coming back. Well, when? Oh, Haney, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's tough being Yeah, shout out to LetsBuild. Like I said, man, no unifications. That came straight from Eddie Hearn. Say he's unsure, in the exact words, he unsure about that. So it ain't nothing that's stamped. So, like I said, potentially he could be looking at some uphill battle. Man, that's going to be a tough fight, man. Coming off a loss or coming off that type of fight where you was getting put down left and right. Now you getting in there with another guy that is a real champion. He undefeated. He confident. He coming to win. Man, that's tough, bro. That's tough. You're going to have to kick his ass, bro. You're going to have to kick Buddy's ass, man. That ain't going to be no good if you don't beat his ass. You're going to have to, maybe he could win with that jab. You know what I'm saying? Jab and keep him on the outside. Maybe he could buy. Look, like I said, I'm going to have to wait and see. But I want to pick him. I want to say he can beat him, but if it's under them IBF rules, like I said, if I ain't looking too deep into it, I think that's a much tougher fight. You know what I mean? That changes shit for him because he a big dude. And I don't know how he going to get his way out of that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Let's keep rocking, though, man. Let's keep rocking, man. Something else I seen, y'all. I probably shouldn't even talk about this, man. Oh, man. I'm going to skip that for a second. So, look, I was on Instagram earlier, y'all, and I seen this video from Brian Norman Sr. giving an update with the situation with Boots and, his son. And I don't know. I ain't feeling too optimistic about this fight happening between them two. I think part of me feel like they feel like it's early. I don't know. I just feel like it seemed like Eddie Hearn ain't in a rush to secure this fight for Jerron Ennis, man. I know we heard this one side, but I respect Brian Norman Sr. putting this little bit of information out there, somewhat of an update as much as he could without having to discuss the specifics, because we don't really need to know what the numbers are, but we just need to know where they stand with this situation, because it's been a hot topic across YouTube for a little while, man. It's been one of the hot topics.
Man. Good evening, man. Full transparency again. It's been days. We waited 3 days. We waited like 3 days for an offer, for another offer to even come back. We waited 3 days before they reached back out. It was crazy. So anyway, when we did, they came back out still low, still short. We can make this fight happen. If Eddie Hearn is who he say he is, he got Turkey Al-Sheikh in his corner, we can make this work. We most definitely did not price ourselves. That's why this is even being talked about, because you know Eddie wouldn't have had a price or problem coming out telling you we outpriced ourselves. We did not at all. We're ready to go. My son is not optimistic anymore about this fight happening. I totally am, because I know my son can beat Jerron Ennis, and this is a great opportunity, but I can't let him go out like that. I can't let him do it for what they trying to say. I can't do that. But either way it go, we ready to go, man. Full transparency. So, but yeah, Eddie, let's go.
And look, man, everybody see things like this. I play this stuff for a reason, so y'all can see it right there with me. I heard it out of his mouth. Look, he feel like the end of the day, I know his son is a new champion, but so is Boots if we being 100. If we being all fair, they both new champions. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? They both new champions. So if he's simply saying, look, I can't let them go for what they trying to offer. Like we need a little bit more than that. The offer's still low, but it sounds like they still trying to negotiate. I don't hear them turning it down. I hear them trying to negotiate for more money, it seemed like, right? So Eddie Hearn, man, like, he's just in a situation, in my opinion, where he gotta make something happen. He gotta make something shake for Boots, because what happens if you don't make one of these unification fights for Boots, right? Say for instance, Pacquiao do end up fighting Barrios. That's taken off the table. Somebody that they said they made an offer to, right? Staniona's going to fight somebody, and then who you got left? You got Brian Norman. That's gonna end up fighting, who is it? Derek Cuevas or something like that. If he don't fight you, and who is Boots gonna fight for Eddie Hearn? Remember, it's all about growing his profile. Remember, he's the phenom. Remember, you got one of the best talents in boxing, if not the best fighter. You said all of this shit. Well, how are you going to showcase his talent if he has to run back a rematch in Philly with Karen? Nobody in the world wants to see that. The only person that probably wants that fight is Karen and his people. That's it. So it's like with him being right there, being a mandatory, like you're gonna leave Boots with no options. Because what else is he gonna do? Who else is he gonna fight? You're not gonna get this man in unification. It's gonna seem like you wasting his time. And that's gonna seem like you dropping the ball on this Boots thing. Then you got Shakur on the other end. And I'm gonna play an interview from him that I seen him do the other day. But you got him, and like I say, he was supposed to get Zepeda. Now Zepeda on the back, and I'm gonna speak on that a little bit too. But that's what it looked like. Boozy and Boots had to have no say. I don't know. It seemed like it's on Eddie in terms of like the money, right, Thrill? Because it seems like that's where they at. It seemed like it ain't nothing, I mean, I would think it ain't much they can do, right? It's just a matter. It seems simple to me. It seemed like he just need them to up the ante a little bit more. Sound like he just want to be treated like a champion. And I know people saying like he ain't got the resume and this, but they both don't got crazy resumes. Boots fought more notable names, no doubt, but they still both fairly new champions. So, they say you don't get what you're worth, you get what you negotiate, right? So I think that's what Norman Sr. is trying to do. Trying to get his son a little bit more you know what I'm saying? So that's what he said. Eddie Hearn is who he say he is, and you with Turkey Al-Sheikh, like, he threw that in the mix. He like, hey man, y'all talking all this money. You didn't heard about how you get people paid and all this, and now here it come time to give me a couple dollars and you ain't trying to pay him. I feel like they should do that. I think it's a good sacrifice for the sake of Boots' career. You get what I'm saying? I think it's a great move to make that fight. What do I know? I ain't saying I know all the business, and I ain't about to break down no numbers and say what somebody should be getting. That ain't my area, right? But as a fight fan, I feel like we've seen worse fights, and we've seen people get paid way more than they seem like they should for certain opportunities. In this case, at least it's another champion, right? and think about it. That extra little couple dollars would it be worth the price of being able to call your new signee that you say is one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in boxing? You telling me that's not worth giving it, you get what I'm saying, making that opportunity and him having the opportunity to call himself a unified champion. And a lot of people think he got a damn good chance at winning this fight. Straight up, a lot of people think he's just gonna knock Brian Norman out at some point, right? So again, it's like you got a very, very good chance at being able to come out of this situation on top, I believe. But I don't want to overanalyze this, but I just want to pose the question. Is Eddie Hearn dragging his feet and not being willing to bump the pay up? Is that a sign or any reflection or indication that he don't believe in Boots Ennis the way he should? You get what I'm saying? It's something to think about. Or is it just, you know, my bro was talking about it. He suggested maybe he could just want to build his fighter right now and Boots Ennis but you know, you're gonna need some names, I think, to be able to do it. But maybe his plan is to maybe not so much the names, but just the opportunities in front of a certain audience, right? Boots did show you he was able to bring in like 14,000, I believe it was over 14,000 with Avanesian. So that was impressive with that guy. You know what I mean? I think they was excited to see their hometown guy, but you, at some point you got to reward not just the fans, but the fighter with the right kind of opponent, the right dance partner. You know what I'm saying? He need that. So that's all them. I say pay the man. Yup. Brian Jr. is young and newly crowned champ. Yup. Spectacular KO win plus Boots one's undisputed. Correct. This is what I'm saying. I'm just looking at it that way, Rick. Like if you think about trying to move your guy along, and again, it's a number of different ways to look at this, right? We could talk about it. You know what I mean? I just think it's a sacrifice worth making. But maybe what do I know? I ain't made no fight before. It just sound like it from the outside looking in. Another opportunity to fight for a title. Call yourself a unified champion. Your fighter get one step closer to his ultimate goal, which is to be undisputed, which seems like it's going to be even more further out of reach if you don't find a way to secure him a unification fight with the other champions. It's going to be tough. You know what I mean? I want to get my fair share myself to fight Boots. Get what I'm saying, Mike? Ryan Ass TV, my brother. What's good with it? Mike Garcia made $7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. Come on, man. Your facts. So again, and what platform he fought on, bro? What platform he fought on? Didn't he fight on his own? Or no, am I tripping? Thought he did, bro. Thought he did. Zach B, my guy, man. What's good with it? But Boots ain't no big name. Yeah. Right. That's not trying to be funny. You're not trying to be funny, Zach B. You being real, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't being funny. Nah, it's neither one of them have the name because they haven't had the proper dance partner where they could really use as a launch pad to get their name to that next level, right? You know what I mean? And that's what Boots is looking for. That would be great for Norman. It's a great opportunity for either. They both young enough to bounce back from a loss if it go either way. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Norman being 23. You know what I mean? And I only say that because people are just, they act like he damn near ain't got no chance, but I don't see it that way. I think Eddie just don't want that fight right now. Hey, Motown, listen, that's part of it too, bro. Mr. Empire, what it do? He said Eddie's already paying Boots his money, but he's not trying to pay Brian Norman anymore than he has to. And I think that's what's going to hold the fight up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's going to hold the fight up. And it's going to look like something. Then get ready for the duck narrative. Somebody going to say somebody duck. They're going to say Brian Norman and them duck. Or get ready for the duck and the priced out narratives right now, y'all. It's coming. He ducked. He priced himself out. It's coming. No evidence was good with it, fam. How you feeling? DBT, Dr. Boxing Talk. The doc is in the building. Was good, my guy. Sure, hell, every fighter deserves every penny they can negotiate. You get what I'm saying? I think just at this point, right. That could very well be the case too, bro. That could very well be the case. You know what I mean? So it's already here. Get what I'm saying? You got to find a way to do it, man. You got to capitalize for Boots, man. I think Boots need that. And again, shout out to Brian Norman Sr. Yo, he been very vocal, but it's substance to when he talk. He ain't just an old loudmouth. Like he ain't like some of these other boxing daddies that I won't even mention. So I respect his stance, his position, and I do like how he make himself readily available to speak on this situation since it been brewing. Like he been very transparent, and that's all he been doing. That's why I could rock with him. So I'm not about to knock him as a father for trying to get his son who's a newly crowned champion a little more money to participate in a unification, y'all. We talking about a unification. You can get some money, man. You could pay that man. I ain't in the inside. I don't know the numbers, but don't tell me unless they asking for something that's crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And like I'm gonna go with what bro said. I don't think what Motown said. I don't think he wants to fight right now. You know what I mean? Right. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is, man. I think that's where we at with that. I don't think them dudes gonna. I don't think they're gonna end up fighting, and I think that's gonna be the narrative. I think the truth is gonna be that, like any other father or anybody in the position of Brian Norman Sr., you're gonna try to get your son as much money as possible, but not ask for something that's outlandish, right? Unreasonable. And I think he within his right to do that. I'm not gonna knock him if the fight don't happen because of that. I will put more of the onus on Eddie Hearn. Why? Because we've heard for years how he's lost money, how he's been willing to pay for this and that. You heard him on record saying if you pledge your loyalty, he's willing to do this and that for you. Well, you just pick Boots up. He pledged his loyalty to you. He over there rocking with you. All right, now he done fought Avanesian in Philly now. Who we about to fight again? Karen? That's what I'm saying. That's what's pissing me off. I don't want to be redundant, but I don't know who else he could fight that's going to make any sense to do anything for him. You know what I mean? Man, Ellis mighty disrespectful. Yeah, he was a little amped up. I think it was a slight miscommunication because of something that was going on the spaces that he was bringing up that Rashidi wasn't there for. But then again, yeah, he took offense to Rashidi saying, "Give me the easy work." I thought he was being a little sensitive right there because I'm like, he's just talking shit. Speedy's smiling the whole time, having fun with it. You know what I mean? But I wish he was more in the mix, more in the picture, because that'd be a good opponent. That could definitely be a good opponent. He'd still be a good opponent right now if you pulled him out of the woodworks for Boots, but that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And so the young is a dream, man. Yeah, man. D for the win, man. We own him closely, bro. We watching him. We watching Eddie, man. We watching Eddie. We watching Eddie, and we watching his moves. We seeing how he moving, bro. I don't know, man. CJ, what it do, my guy? We're watching Eddie, but I'm watching him with all four eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching his boot situation real close because I think these could be telltale signs. I'm not gonna lie to you. But again, the pickings are slim, so I just really wish I knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I really wish I knew what Eddie thought of this situation as a whole. That's what he did. I hope not no evidence. That's gonna be bad. That's two fighters, bro. That'd be three that I could think as Boo Boo. I mean, I watched Rashidi all summer fight at 160 and TCL. That ain't the move. Nope. Yeah, he too far out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna quite move the needle. And it's crazy because I think the Brian Norman opportunity is a rare situation that kind of manifested with that young man. Let's call it what it is. They counted him out against Santiago, and he went out there and sparked Buddy. And because of that, he gets some recognition and some respect as he deserved. And it seemed like that'd be the fight to make because it seemed like they're the two most willing to fight each other. You've heard it from both fighters, and I don't think neither one of them would turn it down if that money is right on both sides and that contract is in front of them. I think they sign off on it. But again, I think Eddie Hearn, bro. He got to make it. He got to make some shit shake. He got to make some shit shake for the youngin, man. If he don't, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough sledding. It's gonna be tough sledding, bro. It's gonna be tough. I don't know how he can grow at 47 without the champions, because it can't. He already in a tricky situation. 147, they already don't have like big name fighters, right? But they got some quality fighters there nonetheless. But he need those champions, those bell holders, those people that got them straps that make it make sense for him. Like fighting run-of-the-mill guys are defending your title against subpar opposition ain't gonna do nothing for him. It's just gonna look like another fail. The only thing you could do is possibly keep him active and get him paid, which isn't all bad, but I know at some point that's gonna get frustrating for him because he want to prove himself, and he can't do that just fighting people that he can knock out. And guys that ain't at the absolute top or the absolute best. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to make something shake for the young Boots Hennis, man. That's what I'm saying, though, Evans. At least they both want to fight. That's why I like them both. Brian Norman ain't ducking nothing. Get a few more fights. Look, it's not the end of the world, Busy. It's not the end of the world, but because look, it's a unique situation. On one end, you got a Boots Ennis, right? He would appear to need the situation more so than Brian Norman because obviously he's a bit older. He's 27. Brian Norman's 23. It's a little gap there, right? He already didn't get his opportunity to fight the two top champions, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, for obvious reasons, right? That situation drug itself out, played out. They finally fought, and they moved on to 54. Now that leaves them off the table right now for Boots at 47. So, you know, with them slipping out the back door or moving up to the next division, however you want to look at it, now it leaves him to be in a situation where it's wide open. Now it's his division to win. But that's only if he can secure titles. And how could he do that if Eddie Hearn has claimed it? And this is the part that's a little red flaggish and concerning to me. I'm not in the business. I don't know the numbers and what people been offered exactly, but I know I heard exactly what was said. You said offers were sent out to Stan Jonas, Barrios. You get what I'm saying? And Norman. You mean to tell me all of them dudes gonna say like they got low ball and nobody, you're not gonna make a fight with none of those guys for your fighter? How do you do anything differently for Boots than what's been going on? How? You get what I'm saying? Like I don't that shit's frustrating. I don't get it. I don't know what the hell he's supposed to do. CJ was good with it, my guy. Said, don't need to overmanage the fight. Let's go. Yeah, bring that 80s energy back. Yeah, man, bring back that 80s energy. Yeah, both of them still haven't won a belt in the ring yet. And there's that situation, CJ. You know what I'm saying? There's that. You get what I'm saying? So, newly crowned champions, young, fresh, still needing name recognition. But back to what I was saying, like, Boots would need the situation for those reasons more, right? Because he'll be a bit older, and it's like he in a situation where he's fought all of those type of guys. Brian Norman could still use some work, people feel like, right? Some more experience, some more rounds, more opportunities, more tests, and it's all cool because he's just 23. So he's in a great position, despite either way it go. You get a shot at a unification at 23. And you get to go against Boots Ennis, the boogeyman of the division, some would say, right? That's great for you if you can do that. You know what I mean? If you can't, then you can go the route and you can still get more rounds, more experience. You get what I'm saying? Fight more guys, get better, and maybe eventually meet up with Boots anyway if you keep winning, right? But I don't know. It's like both guys. It seemed like Boots would need KO. What's good with it, bro? It seemed like Boots would need to fight more so than Brian Norman for that reason. You know what I mean? It's a little age gap, and like I said, Boots don't need no more tests, and you get what I'm saying? No more run of the mills, no more up and coming, none of that. He need championship fights, and I don't know. It might be championship or bust for him. BJ33 was good with it. I just think Eddie not being about a few things. Salute to him. Yeah, Eddie need to come out that bag. I mean, you need to he need to secure that young man a fight of some substance, bro. You need to secure him a fight of some substance. If not, you're gonna be in trouble big time. You're gonna be in trouble big time. Just gonna be sitting around and you know, ain't shit gonna change for him. He gonna be fighting these running the mills. Nobody, like I said, a Karen is just gonna be underwhelming and disappointing, no matter what happened in the fight. And it's crazy. Even if he knock him out, it don't change shit because he beat him already. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Eddie got to show me he really could make something happen because he on the clock, man. Damn. Shout out to that. Then Bam back in November versus Estrada. Then Saudi. Damn. This dude, man. I like Bam Rodriguez. Is nice, man. My bad. Responding to this text, man. Bam Rodriguez is back in November versus Estrada and Ben Saudi in February. Unification. Damn, they keeping that bull active, man. K Causey, what it do, my guy? Man, Norman's team been trending like a mug. He said his dad is taking a build blueprints. Yeah, I mean, you keeping his name out there, but I think I don't think he's selling wolf tickets though. That's what I like. I think he really believe in his son, and he'll like this opportunity for him. But I also think he want that money as well. I think he want to get paid. You know what I mean? I think he want his son to get paid. And I just could never argue with that. Like I said, I played that clip for y'all the other day. You know, these dudes fought for 76 rounds over 5 hours and got paid $600 is crazy. So when you see shit like that, I can't be mad when people trying to negotiate and get more money. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I was talking with my bro and he was suggesting that maybe he could he want to build boots his own way. And by doing that, he gonna move them a certain way. And I don't know, man. It's just not a lot of options for him there. Like I said, it's gonna end up being a double negative because you already don't have the big names, and then you can't get title shots. What you doing? It's gonna seem like the waste of time everybody been saying it is for him to stay there. Yeah, right, LaMarcus. Exactly. I just don't understand what's the holdup. I don't understand. I would want to know for conversation purposes so I can understand is it just they not worth what they asking for? Is it wild what they asking for? Is it a true price out, or people just want to push that narrative? That's why I want to know. You know what I mean? Question mark for doubting the claim, or if it was insufficient, would be known states it. Yeah, I understand. I said the same thing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Great point, bro. Great point. That's true. Bill Seldom wolf ticket. Wolf ticket Bill. I ain't saying you did. D-Town Funk, what it do, my guy? He sounds the issue. Either way, yeah. Right. Yeah. Get what you feel you deserve. That goes for Boots, Norman, Staniels, all of them. Yeah, they gotta get that bread, man. Talking to disrespect over the young boxing peers. Yeah, the boxing dads, K. They be a little hype. They be hype. But that's another thing I said too, Doc. How could the story be when you go to get one of your best fighters? Like, I'm gonna keep saying that a better fight. They all talking about the money ain't right. Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know what Barrios. I don't know what's going on with Barrios. I just heard it's something about a Pacquiao fight for him, but I don't know what's going on with him. You think Norman asking for? I don't think it's nothing crazy because, like I said, I don't know if anybody caught it. What was it, last week? Earlier this week, last week, I forget, but he was on live. Remember, he was up there. Norman Sr. was up there with Zab and them, and he told Zab to throw out a number. And Zab was throwing numbers out. And he was like, nah, we ain't even asking for that much. And he threw out a couple numbers, if I'm not mistaken. One of them I thought was like a 1 point something. I could have swore he said we ain't even asking for that. I have to go back and check it, but I just don't seem like a price out situation. I see some people pushing that, but I'm not for sure. How do you know? Like, how do you know what's pricing? You get what I'm saying? I don't know if they doing that. Just sound like he want that little that Frank Martin got, man. That's all. He feel like Eddie Hearn in bed with this Saudi money. He like, look, he trying to tap into a little bit of that. He trying to get a little slice. He just trying to get a little cut. That's all. He say he too damn hype. I like Norman Sr. because I like the transparency. I like the fact that he's been vocal and it's been of substance to me. Like, he ain't been saying a whole bunch of nothing. It's been, sound like he really wants this opportunity for his son. So yeah, I don't think they're going too crazy, Motown. I don't think so. I just think it's a matter of what Eddie Hearn is willing to sacrifice for the career of Jerron Boots Ennis. And like, you get what I'm saying? This shit is frustrating, bro. It's frustrating because they ain't got no opponents. If he ain't, like I said, I can't say it enough. He ain't fighting champions, then what is he doing? What did you get him for? Why did you want to pick him up? Just to like say I got look what I got? Because that's what it's gonna look like when it's all said and done. You're not able to secure that man in fights. It's gonna look like another Demetrius Andre situation. It's gonna look like you picked him up to just say, "Hey, look, y'all, look what I got. I got Jerron Ennis," and it's like that. You got to make it mean something. All right, now you got him. Now what you about to do for him and with him? Like, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna turn him up? How you gonna continue to grow his profile? And again, I think that homecoming at Philly for Avanesian, I think that was a nice touch. I think you had a good turnout. The numbers, I was in the building. I love the energy. They went crazy when Boots came out with that Undertaker theme music. That was dope. That was that energy with that. That was fun being there. So I think people enjoyed that. But at some point, you gotta give them a dance partner too. You gotta give people, all right, we did it that time. Now you gotta give people a reason to want to do it again. You know what I mean? Of course, they want to support their guy, but give them something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? A good fight. Boots and Norman might fight 2025. I wouldn't be mad at it if they waited till then, because that'll just mean that both guys just keep winning. Maybe Norman to get some more experience, some more fights in. Maybe by the time they do it, it'd be cool. But it's just all this talk is making me want to see it. I got a craving to want to see the fight now. Kello, my guy, was good with it. Hey, if unifying Trump's a mandatory, why would they step aside? Yeah, for sure. Right. Who say he wants undisputed? Eddie knows this. Yeah, make the damn fight. You dig me. I'm with you. That's why I say at this point, he ain't got no options for real. He ain't got no options. The eyes is on you, bro. Like we know you got Boots. You can't like hide them and put them in the ring with people. We gonna see it, bro. We watching. We paying attention, bro. We want to know what's really going on. That's why I say it sounds like a sacrifice might just need to be made for the betterment of the career of Boots Ennis. And again, that should be the sacrifice, man. He should want to make that sacrifice for Boots. Why not? Let's move to number 2 now with that loss from Sonny. Now, Stan Jonas will run through Norman. I don't think so. I think that'd be Casanova. I think that'd be a bang out. How they say it over there in UK? That'd be a proper dust up. That'd be a proper dust up. You know what I'm saying? Them two, because of the styles. Their styles that mesh beautifully. It'd just be a matter of who could give better than they get. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be an ebbs and flow type of fight. Stan Jonas get hit. I haven't seen a fight where he hasn't gotten hit. Even the ones, obviously he still undefeated, so he don't lose, right? But I see him get hit often. He be in there looking like Jason with his mask off. Jason Voorhees with the mask off. All lumped up around the head and shit. You know what I'm saying? bro be Stan Jonas' ass being there looking like his ass being there looking like Tommy Pickles with knots on his head getting punched on. I think that's a damn good fight for both of them. Because Norman got a pretty good motor. He got some dog in him, got some really good uppercuts. I could see them fighting in the inside. It'd be a good fight. Yeah, proper dust up. Mike was good. Proper dust up. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. He said Boots gonna be Norman ass free. Boots trying to get that scrap, man. Boots want the scrapper ball from Stan Jonas with Boots is the fighter 47. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, but you know what? I think Barrios is every bit of a good fight. You know what I'm saying, with Boots. I think Barrios too. That's why I say I think style-wise and what you got in each fighter, I think you got a good fight either way Boots turn. I think they obviously present different levels of, or different types of resistance, right, for different reasons, style-wise, but I think Boots absolutely chopped Stan Jonas up. That shit might look similar to how he did Lipinets. I don't know why. to me, Stanionis is like a bigger Sergey Lipinets. Might be tripping a little bit on that one, but that's what I feel like. I feel like he's tough as hell, rugged. You know what I mean? He just come to fight. That's Lipinets to me. I feel like just bigger, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he'll beat him up. I feel like he'll stop him. He get hit too much for me. Like I said, he be in there looking like Jason Voorhees without the mask, aka Tommy Pickles. And Boots that have his shit on swole, I already know. So I just don't see no scenario where Boots loses Stanionis respectfully because of the style. I don't see it. He get hit too much. He engaged far too much. Sometimes his offense be his defense. You ain't gonna beat Boots like that. And Barrios, that'll be an entertaining fight for sure. Tall ass dude, long experience, been in there with Tank, been in there with Keith Thurman, been around the block a little bit, right? Barrios got a lot of experience working with him. That'd be a good scrap. I think he'll beat these dudes. I think he beats them all, but it'd be a good fight too. Who should take a pay cut to get the Brian Norman fight? Interesting, man. That's a good question, bro. Fate was good with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, with Maestre. I think he talking about Maestre, didn't he? Didn't he fight Gabriel Maestre? Fate you talking about? But do I think Boots should take a pay cut? That's interesting, bro. It's tough, man, because now you start talking about money, right? Start talking about taking less to do the same job. You know what? It depends on how bad he want it, right? And how much of a pay cut he looking at, right? I don't know their numbers and stuff, but that's the best I could say with that. I can't tell him you should take less. Like that's the fan in us, right? Telling somebody to take less money to make a fight. But I get it, know what I'm saying? But that's what I would say. I would pose that question to him. How bad do he want it? Is that an option? And if so, how bad do he want it? And is he willing to do that? You know what I'm saying? But he definitely need belts. He need the belts because without it, there's not enough names to keep fighting those type of guys without belts attached to it, right? It's just not gonna pan out well. You got those guys that take such a big risk. So Canelo gets his guys in there. That does the same. A reign of peace. What's good with it, Queen? How you feeling? It seemed like in this situation, it ain't even like what just specifically with the Boost situation. It don't seem like it's a matter of having to overpay. It's a matter of, are you willing to pay a little bit more? It seemed like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, do you want to pay a little bit more? I don't know if maybe they consider that overpaying, but all right, are you willing to pay a little bit more? And like I said, when I heard them speaking and they talking about like a couple $100,000 or a few $100,000, I know that I ain't saying that ain't no money, but just don't sound like they trying to go, overboard with what they asking for. But again, I'm not in the inside. I don't know what their numbers are. I don't know, but he got to make something shake for his young man. Either that or he run the risk of his career staying at a standstill and not being able to move him forward. You know what I'm saying? You can't get him to the next level, I don't think, fighting Karen. That's all I could think of, because they posed they two next possible opponents if they don't fight each other, and that was Karen and Derek Cuevas or something like that for Brian Norman. So we'll see. But if I had to take a shot at it, man, to get my final thoughts on it, nah, I don't think we'll see it. I don't think so. Boots will send Norman to pro boxing. Damn, man. Nah, listen, man. B Norman gonna bring that smoke, man. I'm trying to tell you. They counted him out once, Casanova. They counted him out once. I'll just say this. I think the fight can play out. And I ain't really talking about the outcome, so to speak, but I think the action within the fight could play out different than what people think. I think it's some qualities, and because you know what, and maybe, look, this is just my opinion. I'm not passing this as fact. It's just my opinion on it. I kind of wonder also how much of this situation going this way in terms of money is affected by the lack of belief in them winning this fight against somebody like Brian Norman, right? Like, these promoters, Bob Arum said it before, like they take chances, but they're not gamblers, right? So I wonder, is it one of them situations where Eddie Hearn feels like putting Boots in there with Brian Norman is a gamble? I would love to ask him that. Do you feel like, is it because that'll tell you a lot? You get what I'm saying? Or how confident are you that your guy can go in there and beat him? And you just want to hear, sometimes he might give you a promoter answer, but he might tell on himself at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Boots too fast. No, we look like this. Oh man, I know they got some spurts, they got some situations. They sparred before it was Karen promoted by. I have no clue. I never even thought to look at Kello. Never thought to look, because I ain't gonna hold you. I never heard of Karen until he fought Boots. And after seeing the way he participated in that 12-round affair, I reckon I ain't want to see Buddy ass again. But I tell you what, Eddie Hearn keep messing around, we're gonna be seeing Karen and Boots in Philly. It's gonna be wild, but that's what we're gonna get. You tell guys to take less, especially when they're on the same page. Yeah, something they should be able to reach a medium, Zach. You know what I'm saying? Haney and Ron, yeah. I think sometimes it's tough to see that pass one situation to another. You know what I'm saying? Some people do it. Some people do it well. They, betting on themselves, all them different things. But some people only, I think, work just from situation to situation. I don't think, you get what I'm saying? Nothing is promised. Like, they're going to maximize on every opportunity at every turn. You get what I'm saying? Blessings to you, Queen Aisha. How you feeling today? You get what I'm saying? I think it's one of them situations, man. All right. Shout out, see, this is why I appreciate this dude, man. This is why I appreciate him. I always shout him out the way I do. Again, y'all always gonna hear me give him his just due because I'm a real one like that. Shout out to LetsBuild, man. He gave me a little update. He said Eddie said they are still working on the Boots versus Norman fight. Said sent 3 offers and the fight seemed further away with each. Purse bid for Boots versus Karen is September 3rd. So that's the update, y'all. R. Stokes, what it do? That's the update. Saying Eddie said they are still working on the Boots versus Norman fight. Said he sent 3 offers and the fight seemed further away with each. So that's not necessarily a good sign, but nonetheless, it's an update. I guess they still trying to work, but I don't know, man. Is Eddie playing hardball, man? You pay the man. Pay the man. You know what I mean? Pay the man. Isn't it? We were just talking about this, so that's what it is. He's saying they still working on that fight. Sent 3 offers, so we heard from Brian Norman. And remember, I was saying I would like to know what Eddie talking about. Well, there you go. Shout out to the plug, man, the fax machine. You know what I mean? Like I said, he said the purse bid for Boots and Karen is September 3rd. So that's right here. That's right there. That's right around the corner, bro. So again, man, he got a decision to make, man. He got a decision to make, man. He gonna please don't have Boots fighting Karen, bro. I'm telling you, he better pay. He better cough up some bread, man. You better make something happen. Oh man, Boots go to the first bid with Karen. Yeah, that's like 5 days away. Hell no. They acting crazy. Nah, Eddie Hearn. Somebody call him to the front of the class. Somebody call Eddie Hernandez to the front of the class because he wilding out here. He said it offers. I mean, I like the fact that it's they still working, but you know the part where you say they further away with each offer, that's almost going backwards. What the hell? Ah, man, I seen Boots and Karen once for 12 rounds. I don't care to ever see that matchup again. I don't anticipate Karen doing much differently to win the fight, which is why I don't care to see it at all, man. So there we go. So there's that. There you go. Both sides of it. You heard from Brian Norman Sr. He sounded like they still need to up the bread. And Eddie said they still working on it with 3 offers out there. So my bad, y'all. I don't feel too optimistic about it though. I'm with Brian Norman Jr. He don't really feel optimistic the fight could be made. His pops do, but I don't. I mean, I don't. And you know what? It's crazy because when his father just said in that clip, the reason why he like, I feel like the fight could be made. I'm optimistic because I feel like my son could beat Boots. Yeah, you optimistic. That might your optimism of your son being able to beat him might be the reason the fight don't get made. Shit. I ain't saying that's with Bozy. I know Bozy feel like his son gonna beat whoever, but what do Eddie Hearn feel like? I know that matters. I know it matters. Can't get the fight. I hope the first fight gave him enough information to make necessary adjustments that will yield a better effort. I'm with that, Professor Ant McQueen. I'm with that, bro. I will hope so. Cause again, that lasting impression that he left on us, it left a bad stink, man. How he said in the interview. And he's on the way. Oh yeah, okay, good. Appreciate you, Aisha. I'm glad. Y'all be having me dying when I be reading these comments. They be like, "Yeah," she said, "Brian is not beating Boots." But I'm with you, Ant, man. I hope so. I hope so. If for the sake of boxing and the sport, if in the fight in and of itself, if that is the up and coming fight, because again, September. What does he say? September 3rd. That's right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Using the court of public appeal to apply pressure on Eddie because you know nobody wants to see him fight Karen again. Yeah. Like if Eddie allows for that rematch, it's going to be a bad look on him. That's what I'm saying. Like the reason you didn't make this fight is because you ain't giving that little, man. D1, my guy. What's good? What he said? How much money is Brian Norman supposed to get for his WBO strap? Because that's all he brings to the table. They couldn't give out 14 tickets, much less 14,000. I get that. I get you, D1. I get you. But I think again for them, for me, right? I can't say what pricing out is because I don't even know what they asking for. But like I said, with some of the brief information out there, it sounded like this is a difference of a couple 100,000. And I ain't saying that ain't no money, but that don't sound like no life change. You get what I'm saying? I don't sound like that's breaking the bank. We talking about Eddie Al-Sheik, man. We talking about Eddie Al-Sheik, man. You get me? You talking about Eddie Al-Sheik. That last thing they did, keep asking for more. Yeah, so look, D1, before you came in here, they want all retirement money to fight Boots. But you might listen. Hey, as funny as that may be, bro, you saying that might be true. People know what the risk is with Boots. You get what I'm saying? They know what the risk is, but they just want to. It just, to me, and I get your point completely. Like, you know, I don't disagree. A good point is a good point. I understand where you're coming from with it, right? So for me, sound like they're not trying to break the bank, but they want to be treated like a champion, right? That's the best way I could say it. I know they only got the WBO title, right? But think of it this way, D1. If you negotiating, right, we both need this opportunity, but for different reasons. And if you want to be honest, Boots Ennis needs the opportunity more than Brian Norman. Brian Norman, who's 23, newly crowned champion, wasn't expected to be here. People counted him out. You get what I'm saying? He upset knockout win. You get what I'm saying? And found his way here. So, but at the same token, people feel like he was fresh off performances that wasn't the best. I interviewed him. He talked about it, right? So I feel like Boots need the opportunity more. I don't know if they look at it that way. I don't know if they sat back and viewed it that way, but you know, I think he needed more. I think Brian Norman could afford to use more to get more rounds, more experience, and it wouldn't be it's not a bad thing for him. It's not unification or bust for him. With Boots, it seems that way. Why? Because he done fought all those other type of guys. Anything less than championship seems like a waste of his absolute time. So, get what I'm saying? So part of me feels like I don't know if that's what they trying to leverage, the fact that, you know, y'all need this fight too, bro. Like, this a and you think about it, it's a unification. You know what I'm saying? It's a unification. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know exactly what they asking for, but I heard them speak of a couple 100,000 difference or something like that. So Bob gonna give him for his next absolute minimum for that strap required. But that's Bob though, man. You gotta play hardball. You know what I'm saying? D1. They trying look, think about it. They giving him an opportunity to be a unified champion. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity, man, and it might be worth that extra little bread. Think about it for Boots' career, right? If you in their shoes and you got the money, right? Do you pay it for the betterment of Jerron in his career, or do you let the opportunity slide out the back door and risk fighting Karen in Philly in a rematch? You get what I'm saying? Sound like an easy decision. Jarrell, what's good with it? He said Karen's one of the best boxers I ever seen. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to you. Creole the Traveler was good with it, fam. That's what I said. Bob probably paid him $300K max. Yeah, I think somebody said it. If you talking about Norman, I think I heard shout out to upper echelon. I didn't have the numbers. I think he had them. I think I heard him say something like, did he say Santian got like 300K and Norman got like 190? I'm not sure. I don't know the numbers. I can't. Y'all have to fact check me on them. But I heard bro speak. I think he said that. I think he said like 190K for B Norman and 300 for Santian. I think going into that fight. Said 2 million should be the minimum to fight Boots. You know you're gonna get your ass whooped on. I'm just being real. But think about it, Kello. Just that you threw that out there. I know I ain't saying that's what but they ain't even asking for that. They ain't asking for that. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Shit, how much are championship belts worth, man? That should sound like a whole live stream in and of itself, man. It sound like another live stream to me, man. How much are championship belts really worth, man? Get what I'm saying? How much is the championship belts really worth? And Eddie, is you willing to pay that bread to get your fighter that fight, or what, man? Or is you putting them in there with Karen? Let us know. Everyone's saying Boots gonna beat Norman. Norman asked her Eddie to make the fight so it could be made reality. Yeah, it sounds like an easy fix to me. Yeah. Yeah, man. Look. Say 2 million to a guy that couldn't possibly sell 2 million worth of tickets to fights. Yeah, I get it, man. But I don't think they ain't asking for that, though. You know what I'm saying? But I think we got to acknowledge the fact that the same way we see Boots as a beast and a threat, I think people see that too. And I think they see money coming with that risk, right? I think with that type of risk, you want to get paid. And maybe he's just trying to leverage his hand in negotiations to try to get some money because they champions as well. They're both newly crowned champions. Neither one of them got no crazy resume or crazy names on the resume. So, you know what I mean? But like I said, one is, 4 years younger or so? So he's in a situation where if he continue to fight Santian level type guys or Derek Quavers, like that's not going to hurt him none. You know what I mean? He need more experience, as people keep saying anyway, with his age, right? So it's Boots, I think, that needs the opportunity more. And if Eddie ain't going to get it to him, then I don't know. You know, I don't know what he could do. Brunch Boxing Twitter space, Norman Dash said 2 million is not asking too much. Hey, I wonder is that how much they asking for because he said that. I wonder. You're making me wonder. You're making me think. I don't know, but like I said, man, I can't crunch no numbers. I can't tell them what they worth. They only going to be worth whatever they can negotiate, right, at the end of the day. But for me, I think my question is more so to Eddie Hearn. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the career of Jerron Ennis, man? That's all I could say on it. Boots like the man he believes in. Everyone says, shouldn't he be telling Eddie to make the fight? Yeah, Eddie works for him. Not yeah. Now him working for Eddie, that's true. He said to D1 think it's a price out. It's tough, man. It's tough because I don't see no, like, no, I don't see the unwillingness in them to want to get in there, right? I think they believe in themselves. Definitely think B. Norman is confident. I get that, man. I get it, but I think I again, man, I'm able to just see things sometimes for what it is, right? Imagine this, right? Look at it this way. They both new champions, right? So you start there. They somewhat on the same playing field to some degree, right? To some degree, they are. Nobody's really no big name. None of them Boots might have more popularity. Brian Norman is obviously newer on the scene, but nobody has no crazy big name. But at the same token, you hear all these stories about Boots. Boots this, Boots that. Boots, this is his division to win. I've been on record saying it, right? He the best at 47. He gonna blow through these guys, X, Y, and Z. He this, he that. You hear all these different things, and it's like these fighters hear this shit too. The trainers hearing this shit too. He the boogeyman. Remember, his dad was saying that they think he the boogeyman, this and that. So it's like, well, all right. Well, are you willing to pay? Because this is a risky fight. This is the boogeyman, right? This supposed to be the best the division got, right? He's saying, yeah, everybody's just anointing Boots the king of 47 without having to run through these dudes, right? So maybe he like, man, hey, man. You know what I mean? Are you willing to pay for that? As he goes up to a big name once you sold 14,000. I mean, I hear you. I just think because it's a good turnout nonetheless. Ain't nothing bad to say about it. It's great. We had fun there. Shout out to y'all too, the fan. But I don't know. I don't know. I still don't think that justifies Boots as a big name, right? Is he a known name? I say he's known, but I don't know if he's big just yet, right? I don't know. It's subjective, right? I just don't know, because he lacked the proper dance partners, right, to fully solidify him, and that's what it's all about. And if he's not, like I said earlier, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but if he can't get names, which 147 obviously lacks, like, right, that star name, that big name. He need the belts. It's like, that's it. Names or belts or both, right? And for him, it seemed like his pickings is slim. He need to be in a situation where he can chase belts. Boogie, right? He did say that he needs to compromise and get that fight made. Yeah. I mean, well, look, there's that. There's that too. You know what I mean? There's that too. Because at the end of the day, man, what's going to happen is if Eddie Hearn ain't willing to budge for whatever reason, which I don't know, obviously he might not feel like it's worth that money. What is B. Norman going to do? Like, is they going to walk away from the opportunity, or is they going to take it? So it's tough. It's tough. But we know in due time. But like I said, shout out to L-Dub. He said they still working on that fight. They sent 3 offers, he said, but getting farther and farther away each time. And he said the Boots and Karen purse bid is September 3rd. So that ain't the best news. Shout out to my guy D1. But yeah, man, I don't know. I try to look at it from both angles, man. So ain't nothing y'all said wrong. There's people can't say that, won't you compromise, meet in the middle, and all that stuff, right? I don't know. You know what I mean? Be realistic, just make the fight. It's all of that. But he said he can't let his son go for what they offer. So he just can't let them do that. He said they ain't priced themselves out either. He made sure he said that. He said they ain't priced themselves out. Quadruple the biggest player is not practical. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. Boots probably stop him next time. Oh, Karen. Yeah, man, because that's what we might get. September 3rd is the purse bid, so we'll see. That's what he said, because he knows that's what he's doing. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough because he also threw the fact that he threw in if you who they say you are, and man, let me just play it real quick again. You know what I mean?
Good evening, man. Full transparency again. It's been days. We waited 3 days. We waited like 3 days for another offer to even come back. We waited 3 days before they reached back out. It's crazy. So anyway, when we did, they came back out still low, still short. We can make this fight happen. If Eddie Hearn is who he say he is, he got Turkey Al-Sheik in his corner, we can make this work. We most definitely did not price ourselves. That's why this is even being talked about, because you know Eddie wouldn't have had a price or problem coming out telling you we outpriced ourselves. We did not at all. We're ready to go. My son is not optimistic anymore about this fight happening. I totally am, because I know my son can beat Jerron Dennis, and this is a great opportunity, but I can't let him go out like that. I can't let him do it for what they trying to say. I can't do that. But either way it go, we ready to go, man. Full transparency. So, but yeah, Eddie, let's go.
I like it, bro. But you see how he set the table? If you who they say you are, you got Turkey Al-Sheik. I'm thinking he feels like with that comes money. And maybe, I don't know, you know, just the way he said that, like, got to be a reason he mentioned Turkey Al-Sheik. Like, and you know, all people talk about is the money and how much money they spend, how much money they got. So maybe he think that means dollar signs because of who he in bed with, maybe, you know what I mean? But it's I don't know, man. He made a point. He said if it was us pricing ourselves out, Eddie Hearn don't got no problem coming out and saying it, right? He could have came out and just said we priced ourselves out. So that is true. And then look, I'm gonna say this. I forgot to tell you the update. Oh, I did. I think I did say it. Eddie said they still working on this fight. You know what I'm saying? He said it was 3 fights, three offers sent, and the fight seemed further away with each offer. You know what I mean? So they still said they working on it. Milazzo was good with it. CJ, what it do, my guy? I got you. TM was good, fam. How you feeling? Said number see on their asses. He don't want no stain on his son name. Yeah, man, he on it, man. Listen, I liked it. I like the transparency from him. It's tough to say if he pricing himself out, like, because he made a great point. If he was, then wouldn't Eddie Hearn just come out and say they asking for too much money? He ain't got to say pricing himself out. He'd be like, they asking for too much. We ain't doing it, right? So Eddie, like I said, my guy gave me an update. He said Eddie said they still working on it. So let that be what let that be what it is, right? You know what I mean, I was trying to control the narrative that he didn't price himself out. Nah, but I think he would have said it though. Think about it though, D1. He got a good point. And like I just said to you, my guy Dub got an update from Eddie Hearn himself, and he said they still working on it. So again, if it was a matter of them just pricing themselves out, I think Eddie would treat it as such, like, and just cut ties. He wouldn't still be willing to work on it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they trying to be difficult. Maybe they working. I mean, maybe they're gonna work it out. Who knows? We'll see though. Shout out to my guy. He said, "Little stay." Drop the link. I got you. Terrell Cameron, what's good with it? Shout out to my guy D1, man. Enjoy your dinner, my guy. Enjoy that din. Let me click let me see what you're talking about, man. Let me see what you sent your boy. Y'all smash the like button for me, man. If y'all haven't, man. You did. CJ in the back. What's good with it, man? Maybe you look at D1's link. Yeah, I'm about to click it right now. I got you. D1 on it, man. D1 passionate about this. He's like, man, they pricing themselves out. Gee. Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the same thing my guy just was telling me though. Yeah, we sent 3 offers already to the team, either diluted or just using Boo's name. Interviews dropping. So okay, say hopefully they are more serious than their negotiations suggest. Wow. All right, okay, yeah. Aisha mentioned that. You mentioned that. Shout out to D1. Shout out to Aisha, man. Shout out to the fan. Appreciate that, bro. CJ, what it do, man?
What's up with it? Just do. Hey, chill out. My fault. I've been.
You might be right, D1. You might be right, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna need a second. Hold on.
No doubt. No doubt. You might be right, D1. You might be right, Brody. You could be right. The way that sounds, because he's saying he hope they be more serious than their negotiations suggest. So by that, he must saying they can't be serious with what they suggesting, maybe. So you might be right, bro. I was trying to give him an out. I was trying to, not give him an out, but stall him a little bit on that. But you might be right, bro. Right is right. You might be right on that by Eddie Hearn saying that. But that's why Aisha was mentioning about him saying the interview was coming. Okay, so we'd love to hear it. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eddie. Shout out to Eddie. Know what I mean? But it's a good thing that they are at least negotiating, man, that they was trying to make the fight. Like I said, that's pretty much what my guy told me. So
you said Eddie like he want half.
Eddie.
He don't want half. He don't want half. He just wants a fair deal. That's comedy.
Like Animal Eddie. You remember?
Hell yeah. I think that was Raw.
No,
Yeah,
you remember that joint?
Yeah, that was one of the first stand-ups I watched when I was a kid. That shit was fucking. That was crazy.
Right.
Got me into stand-up comedy. But let me ask you this real quick.
Talk to me.
What fight you think is more likely to happen? The Norman Boots or the Crawford Fundora? Which one is more likely to happen sooner?
To me, because it seemed like it's more it's more traction, more back and forth, at least between the teams. Openly, it don't mean that's a good thing. It seemed like Norman and Boots, if I had to take a pick, the reason why I say them over Crawford and Fundora, because I think Fundora himself is going to want us to, go for the more lucrative fight. If Spence is still a realistic option for him, and it's Spence versus Fundora, I think that's where he go. You know what I mean? Versus him fighting a Crawford, I think he go with Spence. You get what I'm saying? Then you got Crawford talking about a Canelo fight, right? You got the promoter of Fundora saying he thinks Crawford going to prioritize a Canelo fight over fighting them. And then you get a recent statement from Canelo saying he open for the fight happening. So it's like it's a lot of little stuff at play. Do Crawford consider that and sit out with hopes of getting that fight? Or do he pursue a Fundora fight? What I could see happening is push come to shove, that 30 days go up, they try to order a purse bid, they either strip him or he let the belt go and go try to fight Spence. That's what I think. So I think Brian Norman, simply because they at least got some offers that's actually sent back and forth, where it might get to the point where they might not be able to get what they asked for, and they might have to settle with what they offering and see who really want that damn fight.
No, I definitely feel what you're saying, and I'm in the same boat as far as what's more likely to happen. But I think that would be foolish on Fundora's part to try to cash out right now instead of holding on to that belt. That belt going to give you more lucrative options in the future. I think that would be short-sighted, but I do feel you. That's what it seems like. Yeah. If he could retain that belt, he would have more opportunities for bigger fights in the future as opposed to getting stripped. And then you just in the mix again at a very deep division. You just one face out of many. So I think that would be short-sighted, but both PBC right. So I think he probably would go that route, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it.
Fighting again this year. Yeah, that's interesting too. That's a good point. Yeah, he got a decision to make at the end of the day, because it's crazy, right? Do you run the risk of getting stripped or vacating, right, to chase a money fight, or do you take that risky fight that would be Crawford if he so chose to pursue you, right? It's a lot of little factors at play. Do both fighters really want each other right now, or do they got plans? In a perfect world, man, I know for Fundora, he gonna get that Spence fight because it's money attached to it for him. So I guess like if he can make money and sacrifice the belt, he might be willing to do it. Who knows? Like,
but he only like 26, 27, right? He only like 26, 27, right? You got to think long term at that point,
right?
Yeah, that's kind of foolish,
right? Saying PBC will decide. Well, I think his promoter got some say. You know what I mean? I think his manager and this team got some say as to which direction they go, and they've been on record for saying that, it's his job to get his fighter the most lucrative opportunity out there. At first, they was talking to Terence Crawford, and then it seemed like they switched tune and started talking about, about money opportunities. And now you see the WBO right on par. They order. They give him 30 days, and then they go to purse bid. And like I said, both parties involved got to still want that fight. One guy can't just want it and it happens. So does Fundora really want to try to even pursue a Terence Crawford fight? You know what I mean? To keep the title and put Errol Spence on the back burner? I mean, we got, you know what I'm saying? Or what happens if Crawford is the guy that's not wanting to fight and, you know, Fundora's on board. So
I can't see it like that. I'm a little biased as a Crawford fan, self-admitted, but I think Crawford does want to unify. He only got a few more fights.
right.
If he could get that'll be 2 belts, right? 2 more belts.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because
Yeah, you got the
Fundora,
WBA, that'll be the WBO and the WBC. So yeah, if he could try to wrap this shit up in a tight little bow before we go out. It's either, and I know he interested in Canelo, obviously payday. Everybody want payday, but if that's not on the table, then there ain't no reason that Crawford wouldn't want the fight. I think he knew he could beat him,
right?
And that'll be 3 belts out of 4. So shit, in 2 fights to get 3 belts at a new weight class, that'll be beautiful.
Canelo, right? Good point. Right. I get you, Jerry. I get you saying it's not up to Fundora. I get that, but to a degree it is because you got to sign off on it, right? I'm pretty sure fighters have options. They presented with options. I'm pretty sure they advised to do certain things as well. All that stuff is true, but I'm pretty sure he'll have some type of say. You know what I mean? Because again, he went from talking Terence Crawford to Errol Spence, and it seemed like his manager actually was right in line with that. Start talking that money. I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. And then when you look at the fights, even if you got to sacrifice the belt, if you're thinking about money and being young, and you think you could win that fight against this guy in the Errol Spence, it's a winnable fight with him coming off that bad loss. Get what I'm saying? You might think that's a more winnable matchup for you than the Terence Crawford. That's another reason why I think that it's kind of like you picking on the guy, but it's a world-class fighter. So what could you say if they, as a collective, Jerry, say they chose to go with Errol Spence and he's still a realistic option? Because they did say something about that fight being made for December with a possible Pacquiao and Barroso. Pacquiao and Barrios. I said Barroso. I meant to say, there you go. When they had this Spence versus Fundora and Pacquiao versus, Barrios doubleheader possible. You know what I mean? So none of this stuff be etched in stone. You know how boxing is. So that's all I'm saying. They weigh their options. And if you thinking, this business of boxing be about money, you know what I mean? What makes more money? So that's something to consider for the overall picture. You know what I mean? What makes sense for all of them financially. And I think that's going to weigh heavily on the decision and what ends up playing out when it's all said and done. Shit.
One more thing I gotta say about,
I want money right now.
One more thing I gotta say about the situation. A Fundora being 26, 27, somewhere around there, lost to Crawford, number 1 pound for pound, that's excusable. You know what I mean? If you're gonna lose the belt, lose it in the ring. If you do take that risk and Spence can bounce back, that's gonna look terrible coming off of what Crawford did to Spence. It's gonna look like you ducked Crawford and you got beat by the lesser fighter. So I don't know, man.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a great point. They got some decisions to make, man. Let's see what boxing. Let's see how smart Fundora and his team played. Think they're gonna fight just who that? Which fight? Our Breezy Barroso got a fight coming up. Yeah, I think so. Right, with a Japan fighter. All you can do is say no, which is not good business. He talking Spence because it's who his promoters want. But yeah, at the end of the day, it also sounds like it's an opportunity he want, right? So that's a good thing. If they both talking the same thing, then that's good, Jerry. Like if he's talking Spence because his promoter's talking Spence, then that means they're on the same page. And that's, again, why I feel like that's more likely to be an option as long as Spence is still a realistic play for Fundora right now. Because it's easy. And think about it, it's you picking the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? You picking the guy that ain't look like himself the last time. Still a world-class fighter, still got the name, still gonna bring in some money. Right, so you get it from a business standpoint, and then you feel like you can win that fight, and that other guy still be there if that, you know what I mean. So they got decisions to make, but I just don't see Fundora and Crawford fighting for sure.
I want all real boxing fans to take about 10 seconds, bow your head, because the man ain't named Turkey for no reason. It's Thanksgiving, man. He trying to bring the sports back. So Turkey, Thanksgiving. Yeah, man. I appreciate what he's doing right now. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but people not really respecting what he's doing. How long was it? What, 24 years in between undisputed heavyweight title fights? Come on, man. That's big shit. That's
That
big.
put some
People just
respect on Big Turk. You know what I'm saying?
people overlooking that or downplaying it now, like we getting too used to it. Don't get spoiled and go back to that bullshit era we was in before, man. I want the big fights.
Saying about to drop some more money on Barroso. Big watch Barroso could do it. Rather see Fundora fight Bud myself. PBC does not seem interested in doing business with Crawford. I mean,
why would they be?
Listen, I can't, I hate to get into that part of it because, they all supposed to do what's best for them, right? But why would they? Shit, he done beat their fighter and dragged them through negotiations, had their damn unified world champion, undefeated world champion doing coin flips and shit. Had my man fighting the whole battle before the battle. That's why I told y'all, my man EJ was, man, call it what you want. It was some stuff wrong. And like I said, I heard a lot of different things as I went through earlier, but that man was ready to get that shit over with. That what that look was about. He was like, he done took a beating in negotiations before he even got here. He going on, got some shit brewing with Derrick James behind the scene that we ain't know about. EJ was spent, bro. He was like, man, let me get this fight out the way. Boy, it was a relief when the fight was over, probably, man. Like, man, look, I gave it my best. Look, man, know what I'm saying? Grueling ass negotiations, training camp, hurting yourself, beefing with the trainer, trying to put it all compartmentalized. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the pack that everybody keeps saying Tyson slipped you, man. You know what I mean? He probably gave you some of them gummies with the air bit out. You know what I'm saying? Gave my man some gummies to calm his nerve.
Oh, you bugging.
I just be joking about the gummies part, but nah, I'm serious about the feeling like he spent and looking like he just wanted to get it over with. I could be wrong as hell, but he looks sleepy, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, you know what I mean? Let's get this fight over with, bro.
Yeah, whatever it was, he wasn't there mentally. He wasn't fully focused. I can give you that. And yeah, he probably was relieved. Like shit, it was terrible. It was horrible, but at least I put it behind me, and now let's move forward. So
it's not Crawford. Yeah, Crawford doesn't have that effect in boxing. No, it's become bigger after the Crawford fight. Nah. And it's only a number of fighters that can have that kind of effect. He just unfortunately not one of them, but he displayed sweet signs at the highest level, man. See ARLS from Fundora to Saudi. Slender man in Saudi. Go get that Saudi bag. Then, but I had a gym full of big name fighters at the time. Yeah. Why I say that, let me put that in perspective too. I think that's clearly my speculation, right? I do think like when we heard about it that's like it been brewing. That's just something with boxing. Like that shit probably been going on. I don't think it's something that just manifested out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I mean I could be wrong, but it could have just been after that fight. You get what I'm saying? So I could be wrong, but I just think he had a lot going. You know what I'm saying? He looked spent physically, like, and just looking at his face, he looks sleepy. I mean, I hate that. I hate that, man. King Alaturk, man. King Alaturk. That's King Alaturk / Your Excellency / Your Highness. Nah, I'm just playing. They hate that. Look, I don't dislike what Turk is doing in the game, but I feel like he's too new. Like I said before, just to run it down, he's too new to be any savior to boxing. Boxing that needs saving. It need more big fights, more great fights. He put on that, the undisputed fight. I do think it was a chance we were gonna get it anyway, but they made it a reality. You just can't ignore it, right? So shout out to him. He put up some good fights and good cards since then, right? But it's still very early. Let's see what else he able to do. You know what I'm saying? It's very early for him. So I don't know. I don't have no issue with what Turk is doing. His approach, like I said, might be a little off, but somebody said it best. He from that, something different. They treat people a little differently. So he got a rude approach. It don't justify it, right? Ain't no excuse for it, but it might explain why he come off the way he do, right? Coming from what they say, a royal family or whatever his situation is over there. You know what I'm saying? I said that too. The way people interact from where he from, given his position, like think about it. the notion of calling somebody His Excellency is wild to us. Like we don't give a damn if you like the King of King. Like we ain't calling you that. You see the difference already. You see it's much different where he from, and anybody that's greeting him, and they probably giving him the utmost. You get so it's just different. Like you know what I mean. So he talked to you get used to people kind of kissing your ass. To be honest. And
Yo, I was just about to speak on that.
you know what I'm
Referring to yourself.
Our boxing public ain't going for it. Like
No.
I feel Zach, we not going for it. Like, man, hell with it now. So I want to put it in this proper context because I had to block somebody that I felt was a supporter because he said some weird shit about me when I was speaking about Turkey in a more positive light. Y'all should know that's my MO over here. I ain't the guy that's gonna sit up and complain. I'm gonna try to point out the good, right? Because people do point out the bad all day for me. So I feel like he did some things that's good. You know what I mean? I don't see him doing bad, right? His approach need work, but he's still new to the game and dealing with people, right? He's still trying to learn the market and facilitate the right fights for the people. So as long as he's doing that and getting people paid, putting fighters in a good ideal situations, what's bad? What's bad about it? Get what I'm saying? But it's if you had this arrogant approach, like you some savior to boxing, like you would boxing been missing or something like that, or like you above the sport, then that's going to turn people off. I don't think he's done that. And in fact, like I said, I've been meaning to look for that audio where I think he downplayed, or it was a tweet or something, he downplayed being the face of boxing, whatever he said. But yeah, that shit turns us off. But as far as making the fights, putting on cards, I think he's doing a solid job so far. Right? I can't. And again, think about it, y'all. A lot of times we sit from our seat, we just have our opinions from the seat we sitting in, right? And nothing wrong with that. But listen to what the fighters are saying, the ones that's working with them. I think the truth will be in that, right? Are we hearing any rumblings of people coming out saying how they got mistreated and done dirty, or the money wasn't right, and you get what I'm saying? The treatment wasn't right, the situation. Like I'm not hearing any of that. I'm only hearing like the outcries from people because of the praise, the unnecessary praise they feel like you're getting. And I get that, but I want to be clear. I don't praise anybody. So I feel like he putting on some good matchups, some good cards. You know, the Undisputed, shout out to him. And let's see where else he go from here. You get what I'm saying? He got a lot of work to do, just like any of these other promoters. You don't just get to come along, make a one or two cards in a fight, and then all of a sudden you the man. That like, all right, now we respect it, and you just be another player for the sport of boxing, right? Just be another addition, help move it forward. Like if that's what you're doing, I'm behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
No, that's 100. I was putting extra sauce on it earlier, just to, for the sake of comedy. But no, anyone who's moving the sport in a positive direction, giving it something we ain't seen in 24 years, I'm all the way with it. And you exactly right. I was finna speak on it, and you brought it up. Calling yourself your excellency, you know what I mean, in American culture is just wild. That's OD.
Right.
It's like
I
it's
know,
like
we ain't going for it because I ain't calling them that. I ain't gonna lie.
It's like some Game of Thrones shit, bend the knee shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I call it what you name, Turkey out of sheep. I try to get your name right, bro. Try to pronounce it right and everything. But I ain't about to be I ain't from that. So I wouldn't even understand why the hell I'm calling you at the beginning with, so I'm not cool with it. Nah. Was good.
I had to put my chick in a burqa, man, just out of respect. I'm fucking with you.
Everything you doing, we seen before.
That's cap. No, that's cap. Yeah, maybe 3 decades ago.
Yeah. And I ain't saying he did something that we never seen either. But if he's been another driving force, like a facilitator of quality fights and good cards, I'm cool with it. I don't want to overstate it, but I don't know what the people's frustration is with it either. Like I said, I think at the age I'm at and the space I'm in, I'm a lot less angry than I used to be. Like I just don't be able to level with why people be so mad at stuff. Like I said, for somebody to say I was ucking them off, like, cause I was like saying what I feel like he's doing is just wild. That's wild talk. It's like, what the heck? I don't see what he's doing wrong, and cause somebody pointed out outside of his approach, and people address that, right? And it's we're not giving him an out, but you trying to understand it. And I think what he come from is different than what we on. We ain't kissing your ass over here. Like I said, we not bowing down, like, oh man, he has the money. Like you ain't getting us paid, bro. Like we don't care about that. We don't care about none of that old money they keep talking about. Like we ain't getting it, so we don't care. You know what I'm saying? We just want to see fights, and I don't really see the bad he doing. I see some good things, but it's very early, and it could all change. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? I mean, what's the longevity in what he's doing? Does the model that he's trying to push, does it work? You know what I mean? Is it sustainable?
That's the big question. How long can it last? Yeah.
That's all. So that's how I look at it, man.
Hey, what kind of 5-on-5? If he does another 5 versus 5 card, what would you like to see? I would like to see a PBC top rank 5-on-5.
Yeah, I thought the 5-on-5 idea was I thought that was a dope idea.
Then he got washed. Was it Top Rank that got washed by Queensberry?
Eddie Hearn got washed.
Yeah, man.
By Queensberry. I thought that was a cool idea. I thought of course Undisputed was cool. Like I said, I do think it was a chance we would have got it. They just happened to facilitate it. No problems there. The Dead Reckoning was cool. I think the cards, like I said, solid for me. Good cards, good to solid. Like I ain't saying great, and I'm a more optimistic guy. Like people, y'all know my MO. I don't do much complaining, bro. I just don't. So yeah, I ain't saying he saved boxing or nothing, but he's put on some good fights, some good matchups, solid cards, good cards. It's great, and it's early for that. So you know what I'm saying. He's still a lot that he needs to actually do before we can give him some of the praise I think that people has been giving him. So that's all. I'm very balanced with my assessment, man. You know what I mean? I just give the man some credit because I can't see the bad, you know what I mean, right now. And you listen to them fighters, they'll tell you a lot, man. Fighters don't hold their tongue. Crush the legend. What's good, Crush? Tim Stoudemire in the building. So yes, that's how I feel. I feel like his cards is pretty solid to good. Nothing great, you know what I mean? It's a couple good matchups. 50-50 type affairs where guys could lose, which I could appreciate, but it's too early. So yeah, if y'all speaking to the crowd of people that's praising him, yeah, I'm with y'all. Like, nah, just let it happen, bro. he getting there, but it's early.
If he would have pulled off that, no fault to him and nobody's fault really. This shit happens, but if he could have had the better Bia versus Bivol on that 5v5, it could have been potentially a great one, a great card.
Yeah. PBC put 2 fights of the decade last year, right? PBC, but they got some skin in the game, and that's why I say that comes with being around for a while, being able to really have staying in the game, and that's why I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm not a fan of that way of thinking and that energy, right? People sometimes you see the new guy and he's doing this and you start talking about the money. People out here getting excited about his money like they getting paid. Like that does nothing for me. I don't care how much money he got. And none of that. I want to see what could he bring to the sport of boxing, because the last thing you need is another guy just trying to call the shots and run the game, right? We got enough of that already. So you need a guy that's trying to bring more quality fights more regularly, you know what I mean? Make it a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? Make 50-50 matchups a regular thing. That should be the goal for everybody in boxing. Make 50-50 matchups regular again. You know what I'm saying? Make boxing great again by doing that. You know what I'm saying? We see a 50-50 matchup nowadays and it play, he got exposed. He got exposed. You'd be like, how? The fight was close back and forth. Somebody just lost. Nah, he got exposed, man. Ain't what they said he is. You'd be like, what? No, he fought another guy that is just on the same level. Nah, he got exposed. I'm like, bro, y'all don't know what exposed is, man.
If they gonna say that with whoever loses between Benavidez and
I think
Bivol,
he
they
was
gonna say
speaking purely to the or strictly to the undisputed heavyweight fight.
Right. That was my point.
Yeah, about the 24 years with doing something you haven't seen in 24 years. I think that was speaking to that, right? To the undisputed fight. But I get it, man. I get it.
Something I just thought of. The big 2 cash cows as far as boxers, actual boxers, haven't fucked with Turkey Al-Sheikh yet, which is crazy. I think it might boil down to egos, but everybody could get paid and make a huge bag if they would just be willing to work with him. So hopefully one of them or both of them do soon.
For sure. For sure. For sure. Oh
He
man.
mentioned both of them. He mentioned Tank Shakur. He mentioned obviously that long overdue David Canelo fight. So he's trying to do business, but maybe it's just ego on their part. It's like, oh, just because you got the bag, I'm still gonna move how I want to move. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I lean in that direction.
Right. I feel you. Right. Yeah, man. I know y'all tough on old Turk, man, but I think people just not sure as what his true intentions are just yet. So that's why I say just let it roll. I'm a patient guy. I'm just gonna sit back and watch, and I can see that he did some good. And that's it. That's all for right now. To be continued. Still got a lot more to do before I could start looking at him like, yeah, man, this is what boxing needed, bro. What? We so far away from that. Like right now, bro. Like that, I don't see that yet. Not even close though. But like I said, it's early, so let's see. You said, do you think we get Boots for Norman Jr. next? No. I'm starting to get the feeling, because I'll put it like this. If whatever number that Norman Sr. is asking for, if they stuck on that and it seemed like Eddie ain't budging, hell no, for sure not. But if they just get forced to say like take it or leave it, and they if it's one of them situations, who knows what could happen, right? But if I had to just take a shot at it, and I'll say no. But I heard from a solid source that Boots ain't fighting Karen next. I heard this from a
He is or he ain't.
So
you heard that Boots is fighting Karen again next, or not?
He's not fighting them next.
Oh,
that he's
okay.
not fighting Karen next. Like
I hope not.
Like
Okay.
that's just not something they looking to do. And my thing for me is if how can you grow with that fight being your next fight?
Right. How could you justify? His pop said no steps backwards. So to me, that means unification. But you know what I mean? It's what they want to do. But yeah, I feel you. There ain't no. That's not a step forward.
So, yeah, right. Jarrell says boxing dead like hip hop. No and no. I say hip hop ain't even dead. All it is just it's oversaturated with the stuff that they want you to listen to. So you almost forced to believe that it's nothing else out there. It's kind of like when they push the stereotypes and stuff. If they can show you a bunch of one-sided examples, they could kind of tip you to influence you to believe that that's the way it is, right? So it's kind of same with that hip hop situation, man. They just oversaturated with stuff that is just not very good music. It's just a distraction. You know what I mean, but I think hip hop is still alive, and boxing is definitely still here. It just it's the most imperfect sport I think that it ever will be. And it's gonna always be imperfect, but that's why you love it. You know what I mean? Inside of all that chaos, you got some great fights and just entertainment, and you can't fake it. You know what I mean? You can't play boxing. So that's what makes it unique, I think, and tolerable through all the ups and downs and the shit we go through, just trying to sit through and get the right fight. Like even saying this negotiation shit with Norman and Boots is like, at what point do y'all just start delivering these fights to the people by any means necessary? Or is that ever the way y'all look at it? You get what I'm saying? So it's tough. Yeah, it's also about perspective for sure. You know what I mean? So boxing is alive and well, man. I think it's thriving, man. Is it going to be what it was in the 80s? I hate when people compare that because you just can't compare generations, but no. But it's great. I think it's in a great spot, man. And it's so much talent. It could be even better. You know what I'm saying? Just need the right people in place. And that's just with anything. The whole overall sport, I think, is better if people are working with each other. And as long as you got guys trying to just, gatekeep and, shut out other guys, and, as long as that egos and competition exist, they're going to always slow down the pace of great fights. Always. Because politics is just far too present in the sport. They don't need turkeys, so they go to him, make their own money. It's just one more person you have to pay. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I think Turkey getting people paid. So I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, nobody coming out and saying they got robbed like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that's why I said I think that's important. That's why I always try to listen. And maybe it's still early, right? Maybe those stories are yet to come out. But so far, man, like I said, his nose is fairly clean on the business aspect of it, right? I know some people question the intent, right? But that's what anybody knew that pop up throwing money around. It's always a red flag. So I get people's concern. I get it. But I'm gonna wait and see kind of dude. KBS.
I can't see what type of malice or what type of bad intent they could put on it. Ain't like he gonna bring out the Iron Sheik to take over boxing or some shit.
All he did was get into boxing and let a couple people on their way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tim Zoo, let him on his way. He just not
Let him on his way. Remember that shit. Yeah.
Queen, what's good, bro?
Hey, did y'all check out that article that came out earlier in the year? I believe it was on Boxing Scene, and it talked about some of his intention with boxing and why he's moving at the pace that he's moving at. Apparently, this guy. Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick, before you continue. All I know is that he has some kind of terminal illness, so we're trying to get active right now and do everything we can right now.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That was pretty much it. He's been dealing with health problems. This guy's a lifelong boxing fan. He had his health problems, and he said that putting together these types of events has always been on his bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just alluded to, CJ, once he started having his health problems, that accelerated the process. He's like, I'm not going to put this thing off, and I'm going to put my money towards it. Because when you really think about it, there are far more other businesses. If he was just concerned with the back end, I'm not saying that he's not concerned with making money at all, but if that was the primary concern with the type of cash flow that he has access to, they could have been putting that towards something that's far less volatile than boxing is.
So that's real. Okay.
But I would implore anybody to check out that article when you get the chance. And he talks about it. It's a pretty good article, but he talks about his health problems and so on and so forth. And
got you. I am going to check it out, but did he say exactly what he had? Like the specific health issue?
No, they didn't disclose, but apparently it's been severe enough for him to want to expedite the process of, fulfilling his dream of putting on these type of events. Because again, it's like so many other businesses that he could have delved into. He could have.
Right.
I understand people's reservations. I understand, but
me too. Cause and let's call it what it is. We folks, man. We them folks, man. We don't trust nothing at first.
Right. And it's heavy on the skepticism, right? Like everything is too good to be true. It's too good to be. It's too good to be true.
Slinging bags of bread around. You know what I'm saying? Talk about letting people on their way. You know what I'm saying? They be like, hold on, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Oh man. We don't see, man. Big Turk, man. All eyes are on him, though, man. All eyes are definitely on him, man.
That's the link to the article right there. Whenever y'all get a chance to check it out, it was a pretty good read.
Health issues,
and it's pretty eye opening.
I did hear that part.
Good looking out.
Shout out to my guy Zach, man. Mike, shout out to him, man. Yeah, so. Yeah, man, it's the best sport, man. I think this is the best sport to watch, man. It is, man. I think boxing is in a good space. It's just, it's all how you looking at it, right? What set of lens you looking through. So, like me, I like to look at the good in it. We know what's bad because we hear it every day, all day. But I like to point out that the good, man. It's a lot of good action, man. Speaking of good, man, that is gonna point me into something. I was gonna get into this interview. I'll do that tomorrow, but. Something else real quick while I got y'all here for conversation purposes, man, because this is a upcoming schedule, man. I don't know if y'all read these names. Y'all should be able to see these names, man. This is look, this is an example right here of some boxing right here and what boxing is doing, man. These some fights here. Not bad. Not bad. Just all depend on how you look at it. For me, it's not. I don't go for names.
That's a damn good schedule.
Right. I go for the matchups. Sometimes people be looking for names to be on the card and determine if a card is good based off the names. Nah, I look at the matchups because you can have a bunch of names and they could have food on the plate and we could just see a bunch of one-sided wins, right? But, you know what I mean? Then there's the matchups and people that, you know, put real cards together. So I even like Anthony Joshua and Dubois for so many reasons. That dude got some momentum going on. You got Anthony Joshua, who since he took his last loss to Usyk, man, Eddie Hearn stood by his side, stayed with him, and helped him, I think, as much as he could from his seat, you know, get back into the mix. And I think him making some trainer changes and things like that, gain some confidence back. He looking like Anthony Joshua. He looking like AJ.
So yeah, that was the main thing he needed to get his confidence back. And yeah, I'm with you. Sometimes to make a little analogy to another sport, sometimes football wild card weekend is the most exciting because that's the matchups, right? So yeah, it's about even, you know, 50-50, like you were speaking on earlier, man. A 50-50 fight. That's going to be the most exciting and the most entertaining for me. What you think about I know we know the big ones like Joshua Dubois and obviously Bivol and Beterbiev. What you think about a Lara and Danny Garcia?
Man, that's another one. That's a fun fight to actually watch. Look, Danny Garcia ain't never seen the fight he really wasn't in outside of seeing him get pieced up by Spence like that. But for the most part, he gonna come to fight. We talking about a Lara that's an older Lara that's standing there more in the pocket and he's swatting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He are knocking people out, bro. So that's gonna be a good fight to see. I think it's cool. It's a good matchup. Let's see if Danny Garcia got that same bounce and energy he had when he fought Jose Benavidez last. Because that's what I noticed. I couldn't remember the last time before that point that I seen Danny Garcia on his toes in the 12th round. He was on his toes, and like his energy was different. He looked rejuvenated the time off. So now I think he dealing with another 2-year layoff, something like that. So
yeah, that's a factor.
So again, is it a good 2-year layoff where you coming back bouncing on your toes like you did, or you gonna pay for it, right? And you going up? I think ain't this at 60?
Yep.
I want to say yes.
Yeah, this is 60, I believe. So yeah, man, that's new territory for him. But I believe in Danny, man. He's a fighter at the end of the day. He's technically sound, fundamentally sound, man. Ain't the fastest guy. I don't have the fastest feet, but he has good timing. Always have. I think he'll definitely be in this fight. I think it'll be a good back and forth fight for as long as it lasts, man. I don't know if he'll stop. Larry ain't never been stopped, right? I don't think, no. So I don't know if he stops a Larry, man. I don't know what his power like at 60. Some questions. I think it's a good fight. You got Bivol.
They're with you, homie.
I'm kind of undecided, man. I'm a little torn. I just know the fight in one or two ways. Either Bivol is going to win a decision or get stopped. I don't see Beterbiev to a decision. I think if he's successful in that fight, it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah, the same thing yesterday. Yeah, that's real. If it goes the distance,
another fight like that that's very similar. If you're just thinking about it, maybe styles are obviously somewhat different, right? But you think of boxing and power is Tank and Core. Same shit right there.
Interesting.
I just don't see if Tank is successful enough. It's gonna be the latter. You getting slapped more than likely. But not saying he can't win a decision. I just feel like if he in there being successful, it's gonna result into a knockout. More time.
Imagine if Shakur stopping Tank. That would skyrocket him.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I envisioned a lot of things, but I just couldn't see. That dude got a damn beard, man. He mentally tough too, man. That matters. So yeah, but Bivol, I just don't know, man. I don't know yet. Because remember, I'm not betting on the fight, so I tend to pick differently if I don't have to bet. Because it's hard to bet against 100% KO ratio, but history has shown, specifically this year, it's been a couple of 100 KO ratio streaks broken Yeah, Virgil, Gary Antoine. Who else, man? I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I know you had Virgil and Gary Antoine. I both had the 100%. Matias had a crazy KO ratio and then lost to Paro. So yeah, man, you seeing it. So is Father Time finally caught up with Better Beef? The reason why I say that because every so often he get hurt. And it's been that way throughout his career. And it's like, dude, is that shit, catching up to him? I know boxing is tricky, man.
Yeah, I thought I heard you speaking on Haney Prado earlier. Is that in stone? Is that locked up?
They saying December 7th. The thing that I had wanted to ask my guy, because I asked him yesterday, did you hear anything about a unification? He said he was gonna ask when he got the chance. Said he asked, said Eddie Hearn said he's not sure about the unification part, about as far as the unification, but the fight is supposed to be in the works, on the way. So
okay, I hope Haney don't get stripped, but I think you were speaking on the rehydration that the IBF got built in.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, that without it being a unification, that's a big deal for him. Yeah, I heard people say that about the gloves. They took Bud gloves and the KO streak ended. But yeah, that's a decision. 10-pound rehydration, that's going to affect you. You're struggling already to make 140. It's going to be a tough fight if you got to, stick to them rules. And right now it's looking like, if Eddie Hearn is unsure about it being a unification, then it's probably not. Because what belt do we got? Again, you know what I'm saying? What belt do we got if he was the champion of recess?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to him though. You taking power on the get back after that Ryan Garcia situation. Woo! And speaking of Ryan Garcia, he's still trolling, bro. Man, oh man, is this dude? Look, man, he posted this still trolling. I guess this was somebody screaming.
I've seen that shit. You got the clip?
Yeah, he's an idiot. The clip came in where he put that he said, man, you gotta listen to the the clip. This man is slow, man. This man need help, bro. He's trolling. He's still, and Rollie is trolling too.
Ryan Garcia and Devin?
Yeah. Oh, Spence?
Devin and Ryan? You think Devin's gonna come back from all that?
He's fighting Paro in December.
I think he needs a hug.
Devin?
Yeah, I think he needs a hug.
How big of a hug?
Will you give him a hug? He never got it from his biological father. So his adoptive father might give him a hug.
Who's his adoptive father?
I adopted him.
You adopted him?
I adopted him.
Since when? When did you adopt him? When did the paperwork go through?
Paperwork? It's been.
It's been?
It's been.
This man's a nut, yo.
Fuck Rollie. He's a good heel, man. I'll give him that in pro wrestling terms.
You think he's gonna come back from all of that?
I've not seen Canelo round up like this in a while. Never.
Say he needs a hug. Rollie sitting around he the only guy that if he get knocked out of his next fight, he gonna be all right.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. That's true.
You can't fade Big Rolo, man.
Yeah, he just got stopped. He got stopped too. I mean, he got not
press conference.
You said
see that last press conference that they had?
Mm-hmm.
Rollie looked he looked uncharacteristically timid.
Yeah. He looked like he ain't Big Rolo no more. He just Rolo.
No, man.
You know what I mean? He ain't Big Rolo no more, man. He looking like Rollie, man. Rollies. And they be
He's Rolando now.
Like over there looking like Rollies.
Just, I thought the clip you was gonna play of Garcia was him calling out Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Ryan, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ryan Garcia calling out Anthony Joshua, which
obviously I go up to heavyweight. I'm like, yo, what? All right, bro. It's all right, man. Lay off the meds, kid.
Yeah, eating a big bowl of goofy soup on that one.
He said 36 receipts needed that. Man, yeah, these dudes always clowning. But man, overall, man, it's been another dope build, and we got some action to look forward to. Like I said, those fights coming up, this upcoming schedule is pretty decent, man. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see Caleb playing back. Danny Garcia, Larry. I think these is interesting matchups, man. Anthony Joshua, Danny Dubois, they both rolling with some confidence, some momentum. What else I like, man? It's always good to see Bumgarner in the ring. Delphine Pursoon can scrap.
I want to see how Pacheco performs. He looked a little shaky in that last performance.
He did. His defense was
he
very
looked a little shaky, but
yes, it was. Nick Ball,
the young
Ronnie
man can bounce back.
Paval, Shakur, Fabio Worley, Fraser Clark is going to be a good damn scrap. That first one was.
Yeah, I want to check out Fabio. I ain't seen him yet. I heard the name, but I ain't seen him fight yet. So I'm trying to.
You know, sometimes your style seem like it meshed well with another guy, man. Him and Worley and Clark. Yeah. Go check out the first one if you didn't get to watch it. If it's on YouTube, because it was a good scrap.
I'm with it.
And I think they fought to a draw, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did. So they running it back. Pitbull and Tank Davis, Rollie. I don't know who Tank fighting next, man. Like I said, I heard the whispers, but let's see. I hear he back in camp. Maybe they trying to salvage that November date. We'll see. Because the pickings is only so many people you can go with.
Yo, PBC should be pushing a harder line. The first year on Amazon, they should be trying to put more cards out there. It's only been like 3. That ain't enough for a whole year. Your first year on the platform.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to touch on that briefly, Legacy, before we got up out of here too. Yeah, I noticed this because this seemed like I know what people already, the negative people, the narrative pushers, they say like, see, I told you. And all this mean to me is they keeping this man busy. November 16th. Thinking February, this is a stay busy fight. You got 3 to 5 rounds with Cambos is probably gonna punch him out the ring somewhere. And ready for the next fight. I think this clearly a stay busy little showcase. This an extra win before he get in there and lose. Because I ain't about to play. Yeah, you could present some resistance. You could be a tough fight, all that stuff. But man, when it's time to get your hand raised, I don't see him beating Shakur. I think he's dangerous. I think he's strong, two-handed fighter. Not the fastest on the feet. I think he needs certain looks to look good. That's why they put him in there with certain guys. But you know what? They showed me something putting him in there with a Cabrera, somebody that's able to box and move. Only thing about him is he wastes a lot of energy with the wasted movement. He moved too much, and he just got wiped out pretty fast. And then I heard him say he couldn't hear the bell or something like that, which is why he stayed down. So whatever with that, but I don't think Shakur would be available in those sweet spots for Zepeda to look the way he want, right? But you still got to be smart. It's a dangerous fight. It's a dude, he don't know how to lose, right? Tough kid. So I see him punching Cambosis out, though. He coming off a knockout loss. At this point, they just feeding him to the wolves. So, and it's happening. They gonna go get that Saudi bag. Yeah, gatekeeper Cambosis loading. I don't know how many ass whoopers he take after this one, though. I'll tell you.
Shout out to his team. I can't recall the last time I've seen I've seen a guy with a team this good where they parlayed one win into several bags.
Yeah, you good, man. See, I like the way you look at it.
You know what this is like? You know when you have liquid soap, like dishwashing soap, and you get to the end, instead of going and re-up and buy more, you just put water in the bottle. That's kind of what they're doing with that one win. They stretching that win as much as they can.
Right. He really turned what they always say, you're gonna get your 15 minutes of fame or whatever. He turned that 15 minutes into several fights, a few fights.
To a damn half hour at this point. He got 30 minutes.
Right. It's just
because from T.O. to Dev to he had the Maxie Hughes fight, the Loma fight, now he's fighting Zepeda. It's like his team is doing a phenomenal job with him.
Cambosis, he don't need that. He needs something better than that, especially after Lemos.
Yeah, they're just trying to cash him out.
I'm cool with Keyshawn fighting Lemos. I think he gonna show. It's gonna look different with him though, because of what his temperament, his style. He want to do. He want to fight a little bit more, so a lot more, should I say? So he ain't gonna be looking to just box and move. It's gonna look different when he beat Limos, because I definitely think he gonna beat him. He showed me something in his last fight. The few times I've seen him fight live, he's impressive, yo. He know how to go through the gears and control pace very well. And he's patient, calm, but not too patient. He gonna go for it. Just like to mix it up. I like Keyshawn temperament.
The last two fights, just and the physicality that he brings too. That's the other thing about Keyshawn that I really like, that I've been enjoying for his last two fights. It started with the Pedraza fight. I said, damn, where he get this from? Like with the framing, the posting, and the pinning and all that. I said, damn.
No, it's there.
And then in that last fight with Medueno, it was a continuation, but Medueno was a tough customer. That dude wasn't going nowhere. He was getting hit with so many damn clean shots.
Yeah,
I was getting concerned for that dude.
Yeah, and then they keep talking about, oh man, I think Keyshawn need to work on his power. I'm just like, yo, I'm so tired of y'all. Why you can't just think that guy is tough, man? That's not a matter of, all right, of course he ain't the biggest puncher, right? But man, I don't think it's a lack of power as much as this dude tough as hell. He wasn't coming to get knocked out. He was trying. He just was outgunned, outskilled, outclassed. You know what I'm saying? But man, miss me with all like gotta go work on his power. Nah, those are the type of dudes you save from themselves, man. All that punishment, you just getting punched in your head over and over, falling rounds, man. There ain't nothing cool about that. So, nah, I think Keyshawn is who he is, man. Everybody can't be Tank. Call it what it is. When you at 35, I'm gonna call it what it is. I know what y'all expecting. Everybody can't be that. Sorry. But that dude is fun to watch. As a matter of fact, I still got the clip, man. Let me run the clip, show the young boys some love before we get out of it. But yeah, I think this is a showcase fight for Zepeda to stay busy. In my mind, I don't think this should interfere with him and Shakur trying to make a showdown, man. I think that need to happen, and that would make him dealing with Eddie Hearn and signing a 2-fight deal all the worth the while, man. Happy bottom. Come on, man. Looking at this dude like to fight, bro. He's going to be disrespecting people. Having fun.
Wait! Step back! Wait! Step back! 2 steps back.
Lance Meyer was good with it, man.
Nah, you just got to credit Medueno for his chin, man. That dude just got a hell of a bit. Sounding crazy.
Yes.
I got my AirPods on. Them things are sounding crazy.
Oh, yeah, man. Them punches clean, crisp, and on the money.
Jeez,
I don't know, man. I like what I see in Keyshawn, man. He back in the ring. What is it, November 8th? Good to see against Lemos. You got Abdullah Mason back in the mix. They keeping that man super busy. I like it. I ain't here to complain, man. Keep him busy. But I know they better shut up with that Shakur Steve. Why don't Shakur step up and fight him? I'm like, yeah, bro ain't even a contender. Y'all talking about a champion and step up and fighting the dude. That's a prospect. Yeah, it's crazy, man. People gotta stop being prisoners of their loyalty, man. Or the prisoners of the moment, should I say. We got Nestor Phibbs. I mean, Gabe's going live just now. Some stuff I be catching little clips from his show, like that one with Jose Benavidez talking about Bud came from his show. I thought that was some good to talk about. I mean, I think Bud is definitely exciting, and he proved it, man. He proved it. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Ant McLean and CJ Rich coming to build with your boy. Another dope build. About to go how the intro say, I ain't even had dinner yet. I'm about to go get to some food. Shout out to Nesta Gibbs, man. You know, we gonna just keep doing what we doing over here, y'all, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all make sure y'all hitting the like button on the way out for your boy, man. We're gonna revisit this. I don't know if y'all even seen it, but he said a few things in an interview Shakur did. He's talked briefly about Tank, briefly about Devin Haney. You know, if y'all didn't see it by now, we'll touch on it tomorrow for sure. You can't lie. Yeah. You already know. Don't mess with Texas. Aisha, peace, fender bender. CJ Rich, my guy, man. Appreciate you, man. Terrell, Melanin Queen, holding me down in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the super chat. Shout out to my guy Dante Boxing Talk, man. And y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this good Thursday, man. And we're gonna be back tomorrow to build on this good boxing. So with that, we can get up out of here, y'all. Peace to the fam.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
And shout out to the family, man. And, you know, y'all make sure y'all tune in at 9 o'clock. We got the Rise family. I think you might have BVO at 8 o'clock, man. If not, y'all make sure y'all tap into the Rise. Shout out to the JBT family and everybody, man. Much love to everybody supporting the grind. Appreciate you, Fender Bender. That's my guy, Judah Vision. He be coming through here. That's the third intro he made for me. That's the best one yet, man. Shout out to him, man. Appreciate all y'all, man. We're going to keep moving, man. See all of y'all mañana. Peace.